craziest and most entertaining years in gaming history.
Good morning,
2023
guys.
was a year of extremes. We reached new heights with Baldur's Gate 3, and we sunk to new lows with The Day Before, which has allowed scientists to discover a layer of Earth beneath the inner core. I don't even know how that's possible.
That's actually true. That is actually true. Not because of the game, but they actually found another core within the core of the Earth. They used seismometers, right? Things that they use to measure like earthquakes. And they found a metallic sphere within the core of the Earth. They did. It was fucking awesome. And that happened last year. He's right.
As developers in the industry continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, other developers push the boundaries of what they can get away with. Baldur's Gate 3 and The Day Before are like our North and South poles. You can put every other game released this year in between these two. And as we move onwards into 2024, I thought it'd be fun to look back at every accomplishment and failure in the world of gaming. These are the best and worst games of 2023. Although our first topic isn't a video game, it is based on one. The Last of Us TV show premiered on HBO early this year. I knew the show was good because my parents, who haven't played video games since the NES, asked me if I had heard about it. The marketing must have been phenomenal if it could capture the attention of my parents.
It was a good show.
Sounds like
I still haven't watched the last episode though.
Based off a video game that appealed to a broader audience. I wonder how they did that. It couldn't possibly be as simple as faithfully adapting the incredible source material to a television format, right? Oh, interesting. Season 2 of the Halo TV show comes out in February. Don't know why I brought that up. Last of Us was amazing. Nominated for 24 Primetime Emmys, and it became one of the biggest shows in HBO history.
It's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
And The Last of Us demonstrates
Pedro Pascal
what can be
earned his
achieved when you
paycheck, bro.
properly adapt a beloved video game into a TV series. But the first major game release this year showed everyone why sometimes it's okay to have a silent protagonist.
I just move shit with my mind.
Perhaps our connection has somehow awoken some abilities.
I just moved shit with my mind.
I just keep hearing I.
I just move shit with my freaking mind!
Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't deserve this defamation.
Kill jacked up beats. You know what? I'll probably fly next.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
So, like, let me get this straight. I'm, like, recording a video right now that I'm gonna post to my YouTube channel, and people are gonna watch it. That's just, like, something I do now. Although the combat and traversal in Forspoken looked kind of cool, what's not cool is being subjected to nuclear levels of cringe every time the main character opens her mouth. Guess that's why they called it Forspoken, because it should have been forbidden to have spoken dialogue this bad.
Hey, that really sucks!
Forspoken was lampooned and memed into oblivion, and that's pretty much all it's going to be remembered for. It's like the Morbius of video games. A lot of people wanted to experience it just to know for themselves how bad it really was. This is one of those games where the content and videos made about it are more entertaining than the game itself.
That is something I do now. I do magic, talk to sentient cuss, kill jacked up beasts.
After Forspoken's poor sales numbers, the studio behind the game, Luminous Productions, would shut down on May 1st.
Yeah,
which is kind of sad, but at least we got the worst game of 2023 out of our system early, right?
Call of Duty.
Right?
No, Call of Duty was the worst game this year. A 3-hour campaign, homeboy? No.
A miracle occurred. An amazing, unique Xbox exclusive was announced during the Xbox Bethesda showcase, and then it was released on the same day?
I don't believe it!
I give Hi-Fi Rush the most pleasant surprise award.
Hi-Fi Rush.
It's pretty shocking that an action rhythm game would have mainstream appeal, especially after the rhythm genre got milked to death in the late 2000s and everyone got fucking sick of it. It is somewhat interesting that the protagonists and trailers for Hi-Fi Rush,
but this is more like No More Heroes and less like
sell you a main character with attitude.
Rock Band.
So why does Hi-Fi Rush get critical acclaim and Forspoken
because it's an actual good game?
Well, making a good video game has something to do with it, but it's also because Chaya is much more likable and he's not constantly trying to tell us how cool he is. Hi-Fi Rush has a similar art style to games like Jet Set Radio Future and Beautiful Joe. It's a visual style that, if done right, will look good for decades. It was nominated for 5 different categories at the Game Awards, and I'm happy it earned at least one.
Pretty good game.
Titles like Hi-Fi Rush that are this unique deserve to succeed and be celebrated. The day after Hi-Fi Rush came out, we got what is arguably the best indie title of 2023, Pizza Tower. Made as a love letter for fans of the Wario Land series, Pizza Tower successfully captures the identity of those games. It acts as an unofficial spiritual successor. Nintendo hasn't made a Wario Land type game since 2008, so this has filled a market that Nintendo hasn't been willing to tap. Pizza Tower was nominated for Best Indie Game Debut, but lost to Cocoon. Still, that's one hell of a debut. With 98% positive reviews on Steam, it's nice to see indie titles like this get the praise and recognition they deserve. I don't know why, but this week in January was just fucking loaded with games to talk about. The day after Pizza Tower came something I've wanted for years, a Dead Space remake.
Yes! Yes! Oh, fuck yeah! Yeah! Kill now!
And thank the marker, this did not disappoint. Well, the only disappointment was the story, which I felt the dialogue and delivery were not as strong as the original, but everything else was an upgrade. This was my ideal kind of remake, one that keeps all of the best parts, but expands on it and takes liberties to give us more of what we loved. The changes to Zero G were awesome, as were the new areas and changes to the tram system, which unlike the original didn't lock you into one area throughout a level. For any games in this list that I made a video on, you could check the description if you want to hear more. Would you like to know more? The first Dead Space is a masterpiece, and luckily, so is the remake. 2023 was a pretty good year for remakes and remasters, and Nintendo finally decided to remaster the 10th highest rated game of all time on Metacritic, Metroid Prime. I'm still kind of shocked that a Metroid game is held in such high regard despite its relative obscurity compared to other Nintendo IPs, and although the price tag might be a little questionable, this remaster was long overdue. Now if they remake Metroid Fusion, I'm gonna shit my pants. Oh boy, this was easily the most controversial game released this year, Hogwarts Legacy. What's life without a little drama, right? Hogwarts Legacy sparked a massive boycott because some people don't like what J.K. Rowling has been saying recently, and because we have no concept of game development, well, let's throw all the developers under the same bus and just assume they think and believe all the things that she does. It baffles me that some people are incapable of separating art from the artist. You can absolutely disagree with everything J.K. has been saying and still enjoy Hogwarts Legacy for what it is. The whole boycott illustrated that external politics in the real world should not invade the process of reviewing a game based on its own merits. This boycott backfired spectacularly, inadvertently giving the game more press and attention, making it one of the most successful titles released this year. For fans of Harry Potter, it was pretty much a dream come true. Aside from all those movie tie-in games, which were a coin flip if they'd be good or dog shit, this was the first time people had a chance to really immerse themselves in the world of Harry Potter and in Hogwarts, to explore all the memorable iconic locations.
I still call it Harry Popper.
To fly around an
I don't
open
know
world
why.
RPG
I've called it that
I mean,
since
what
I
more
was
could you ask for? It was pretty magical. Hogwarts Legacy made a shitload of money and broke records for most watched single-player game on Twitch of all
yet
time,
it couldn't.
selling
It
over
couldn't
15
add
million
Quidditch.
copies and earning more than $1
Couldn't
billion.
add Quidditch.
Hogwarts Legacy proves that the world of Harry Potter still resonates with people, even 16 years after the last book came out. 2023 would be the comeback year for many games people had previously given up on. Halo Infinite is a good example. It has made a startling comeback ever since the old leadership was axed and removed from 343. And now the game is getting consistent updates that are substantial and really good. They even added Firefight, man. I mean, that's bravo. I'm glad I gave Halo Infinite another shot, and I think it deserved a nomination at the Game Awards for either Best Ongoing or Best Community Support.
No, it didn't.
Like, how the fuck did Destiny 2 get a nomination? Bungie has been imploding recently. Things are looking up for Halo fans. But 343 will need some kind of X factor if they want this game to hit mainstream again.
Come
As
on.
someone who adores Dead Space and Resident
No, I'm
Evil
sorry.
4, 2023 gave me
If imploding is indicative of the quality of the product. 343 imploded, what, 2 years ago? Because of Halo. And yet you're going to sit there and say that Halo now is this grand, great experience. No, it isn't. It isn't. It's a shell of what it could have been. Because 343 proved that they were incapable. And yet you're going to sit there and say, but they have new managers. So it's still the same inept team. It's still the same people doing the same shit. Yeah, a handful of people were fired, right? And the management was fired, but still the same development team, dude. Just because they're pushing out little swords and fucking cosmetics doesn't mean that the game is good. They barely delivered on Forge mode. Barely. They couldn't do 2-player split screen locally. They had to cut it. And why? Because the Series S can't handle it. Baldur's Gate 3 proved it. If implosion, right, is indicative of the quality of the workers, right, then 343 is still dog shit because the workers are still there. The workers can be good, the community response can be good, but the company itself not be phenomenal. Because there are different aspects of companies that work within the company. I mean, they're not celebrating the janitors, right? When the game wins game of the year. Different divisions have different responsibilities. And just because a certain aspect of Bungie is going down doesn't mean the community response was terrible. I can't speak to it. I haven't played Destiny in a while. I tried to get back into it recently and I couldn't. I dropped $40 on it and I was a fish out of water. I didn't know what the fuck to do. Everything is always different in that game. Just come out with Destiny 3. That's it. Bring back a bunch of the old systems. Fucking bring back the old way that combat used to feel. It literally feels like you're shooting a Nerf gun now. So, yeah, I can understand you saying that Destiny doesn't deserve any recognition. But again, they're not recognizing Destiny, but their community response team. Right? Let's go back so we can see for sure.
Someone who adores Dead Space and Resident Evil 4, 2023 gave me more than I could have dreamed of. The RE4 remake did exactly what I wanted it to. RE4 was lightning captured in a bottle, impossible to replicate. And although I prefer some of the voice acting and dialogue in the original, this is as good as you can get to recapturing that same lightning. Leon was given a bounty of phenomenal one-liners to spout off same lightning. Leon in a bottle.
I don't understand what the
2023 gave mainstream up for Halo fans. You get a nomination. Bungie has been
it fast forward. I rewinded
recently.
and it fast forward. What? Okay. Okay. So let's go back.
But 343 will need some kind of X factor if they want this game to hit mainstream again. As someone who adores Dead Space and Resident Evil 4,
let's go back. Okay, there it is.
Either best ongoing or best community support. Like,
yeah, best community support.
Get a nomination
because it's
Bungie
support.
Has been imploding recently. Things are looking up for Halo fans. But 343 will need some kind of X factor if they want this game to hit mainstream again.
But the implosion of the company, right, is not indicative of their support staff, dude. It's literally a category to recognize the support staff. And you're saying that they don't deserve it because Bungie, the company, is imploding, which it isn't. I mean, if Bungie is imploding, then Microsoft must be imploding too because they've been having massive layoffs recently. Dude, it's a negative trend in the in the industry right now that everybody can see. that was out of pocket and uncalled for. You shouldn't debase the workers because of the company. You shouldn't. Because if that's the case, and the workers are responsible for the predicament of the company, right? Then the workers that are still there for 343, right, that didn't get fired, bar 343 from ever being mentioned in any category that has to do with awards. Because you just said that the workers are responsible for the quality of the business. They were being fucking recognized for their support staff. You could say, well, they didn't earn it, but it's not the fault of the workers, dude. But the company is going down in smoke, man. That was out of pocket. I don't think that is no. No, that
As
was
someone
fucked
who
up.
adores Dead Space and
You
Resident
don't
Evil 4,
lambast workers for
2023
nothing,
gave me
dude.
more than I could have dreamed of. The RE4 remake did exactly what I wanted it to. RE4 was lightning captured in a bottle, impossible to replicate. And although I prefer some of the voice acting and dialogue in the original, this is as good as you can get to recapturing that same lightning. Leon was given a bounty of phenomenal one-liners to spout off constantly. They really dived into the campy nature of the game, and the combat was fucking amazing. The Mercenaries mode, incredible, and they recently released Separate Ways DLC. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's bingo night. We also got to finally see the Super Mario movie. It was so cool. Despite the jokes we all made when all the voice actors were revealed,
Oh
they
my
did phenomenal
god.
jobs. And
Bro, Jack Black is the greatest Bowser of all time. Of all time. He was funny. He was menacing when he needed to be. I really like Jack Black.
for what it
Well,
was,
man,
I
I mean,
thought
I've
this was
liked
a
Jack
great
Black
video
ever
game
since
movie.
Shallow Hal.
Apparently so did a lot of people because it made like over $1 billion. If you're gonna keep making good movies, I'm gonna keep paying to see them. So let's get a Legend of Zelda film, shall we? Maybe? Jedi Survivor is another game on my backlog. Although I'm sure it's just as good, if not better than Fallen Order, Survivor was plagued by performance issues at release. I believe this was exclusively on PC because, like, nobody's computer was strong enough to run this game properly. Still, that only seemed to be a temporary setback, and let me just say, I love that this is the new style of Star Wars single-player games. Keep them coming. The reason Star Wars Jedi Survivor is on my backlog is because I spent time instead playing Redfall, a game so bad that not even the developers at Arcane wanted to make it. They thought it would be cancelled. I don't know why it wasn't. The game featured brain-dead AI that predated the original Doom. Yes, the one from 1993. Graphics that failed to impress, and a general lack of fun, combat, things that make a video game feel like a video game. It all made Redfall one of the most boring titles I'd played this year.
No fun allowed, no fun allowed.
Redfall was a red fail, and much like Forspoken, most of its entertainment value came from making fun of the game. This is especially concerning if this is the type of first-party products that Xbox is going to push out there and market as Xbox exclusives. I mean, Redfall's presence on Steam is... I don't think any update is going to salvage this game.
But then again, I'm playing Dragon Ball Fighters. Nobody on Steam is playing Dragon Ball Fighters, right?
What's going to win
worst
game of the year?
I really want to get a PC
ain't no point
so I can start playing with
ladies and
everybody
gentlemen,
on PC.
this year, it's Redfall.
Are you sure about that?
I never imagined that this clip would age poorly. Breath of the Wild is one of the best-selling video games of all time. So Nintendo saw that and was like, well, let's do that again. So they did. Tears of the Kingdom is pushing the hardware of the Switch to its absolute limits. And Nintendo
it's
continues
garbage
to
too.
prove
I fucking
that creativity is more important than raw power.
I hate Tears
You
of
just
the
have
Kingdom.
to imagine
I don't
what
like
kind
it.
of games they could be making if they made a new Switch with the same level of power as the PS5 or Series X. Tears also continues the long-standing tradition of main Zelda games being...
I said on Twitter that they should make a Switch console, right? A Switch branded Nintendo console. Call it the Super Switch or the Super Nintendo Switch, right? Make it just the traditional console, make it a 4K capable console. You know, I know it's irrelevant, Chill Murray. Don't bite my head off. You know, make it a contemporary console to like the PS5 or the Xbox One, right? Or the Xbox Series X, sorry. Uh and then have the Switch not only have its own capabilities of playing those games, but at lower resolution on a handheld version, or you could tether it to the console and actually have the 4K capability on the Switch itself, like the Portal. You can the Steam Deck is out there, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a graphics hound. I'm getting really tired of Nintendo getting by on games that use assets from like the early 90s, the late 90s, the early 2000s. I mean, some of that grass in there is directly from fucking Wind Waker, bro. You can tell. Like some of the trees look terrible. And don't even get me started on the way Pokemon looks.
Universally loved by everyone. The new building and crafting mechanics were
that's what I didn't
great
like.
Gimmick. It's kind of like a modern-day Majora's Mask in that its predecessor was so fucking good, they didn't need to build a new foundation or change.
Not even close. Not even close. Breath of the Wild was a modern-day Ocarina of Time, right? Tears of the Kingdom is just Skyward Sword without motion controls. It's a gimmick game. That's it. The gimmick was the totality of the game. Build things. I don't want to build things. I want to play Zelda. If I wanted to build things, I'd play fucking Minecraft. I want to play Zelda. I want the Triforce. I want temples. I want areas where enemies spawn. I want areas where you can just walk around and look at the fairies and fucking find Poe and all of that. That's what I want. I want I want the fun back. Didn't feel fun. I'm sorry. Building giant robots with flaming fucking appendages doesn't appeal to me. I don't it's just not fun to me. If I wanted to play a mech game, I would play Armored Core. I want to play Zelda. I want it to be about the Triforce, not the champions. I want it to be about Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf, not every surrounding fucking character. It's not a Marvel movie. I don't need the Avengers assembling at the end to fight Ganon. Link fights Ganon. That's it. Link and Zelda to an extent, but still she can't stop him. She can only imprison him and all that fancy stuff. The chosen hero, Link, is meant to be the one to destroy Ganon, not some random ancient Hylian with magical fucking powers, dude. No. I didn't like it. They fumbled the ball with this one. I did not like Tears of the Kingdom. I don't like the way Breath of the Wild structured its story behind fetch quests. Go here, take this picture, get story content. Go here, take this picture, get more story content. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I Zelda to me can be open world, but the story needs to be all there. You can hide little Easter eggs and snippets and all that stuff behind fetch quests, but don't hide fucking main story points behind fetch quests. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? It's like, oh yeah, um, here's Link and Zelda getting the motivation to fight Ganon, but let's hide all that behind fucking 3 pictures that you have to traverse the entirety of this giant fucking map to find. I play Zelda for the story, not for the building mechanics. I play Zelda for the whimsical characters. But not, you know, to make them the focal point of the game. I don't want Sheik to be the main character of a mainline Zelda game. I don't. Link is the main character. Link. Let me play as Link in Zelda. Let me get magical abilities, sword, shield, tunics, magic, everything. Let me do that. Find bows, arrows, specialty weapons. That's what I want. I don't want Minecraft Zelda. If I wanted Minecraft Zelda, I'd play Minecraft with the fucking Zelda skin. I did not like Tears of the Kingdom. I acknowledge that it's a good game and that it deserved the recognition that it got because Zelda games are never of poor quality. I had serious gripes with Zelda and especially Tears of the Kingdom. It was just another Breath of the Wild. And the only thing they added was the fucking the lower part of the map and the upper part of the map. I don't care about any of that. It was supposed to be this giant culmination of all the timelines, and it wasn't. It was supposed to give credence to every timeline. The Ganon winning timeline, the adult Link timeline, and the child timeline. You can see it everywhere throughout the Temple of Time from Ocarina of Time. You can see parts of Wind Waker. You can see parts of Twilight Princess. You can see a bunch of different parts of Zelda. But none of the story from those games emanates in Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. So all those features, all those things being there makes no goddamn sense. It was supposed to be a convergence point. It was supposed to lead into a new future of Zelda. And all it did was just, what did it do? What answers did it give? What did it do for the timeline? Nothing. I hated I hated Tears of the Kingdom. And all of it has to do with the goddamn building mechanics.
Bells, whistles, gimmicks, and critical acclaim awaits ye. I love when developers know what we want and love, and just opt to give us more of it, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. So many good games came out this year, man.
No.
But the Lord of
Tears of the fucking Kingdom was reinventing the wheel, dude. They used aspects from older Zelda games, dumped all of it into the fucking pot, and kept out everything that has been traditional Zelda aside from the first fucking Zelda game. It was just a reboot. That was it. That was all. And that's why I hated it. It made no sense. To the timeline, it makes no sense. Because Nintendo themselves said Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild were meant to culminate the 3 timelines into one. It was supposed to be at the end of all timelines. And it explains none of that. I hated
the
Tears
Rings.
of the Kingdom.
Gollum is not one of them. The Gollum game is so awful that the developers couldn't even spell the title right in their apology post. We would like to sincerely apologize for the underwhelming experience many of you have had with The Lord of Ring Gollum. The Lord of Ring. Do I need to say anything more? I mean, that kind of sums it up. Gollum was picked by many as the absolute worst game of this year, but it wasn't. The developers Daedalic canceled plans for a second Lord of the Rings game and shut down their development division. Probably the wise choice. 2023 was filled with many long-awaited sequels, and 7 years after the last main entry, Street Fighter would make its triumphant return. I've never been the biggest fan of traditional
Street Fighter
fighting
6
games,
was
but
pretty good.
Street Fighter 6 was very addicting. Last time I played a new Street Fighter was 4, and I didn't have a fucking clue how to do any special moves. But rejoice, fellow noobs like me, for Capcom added a control scheme that makes the game accessible to degenerates like you and me. It also helps that the online mode seemed to work from day one, which you can't say about every fighting game.
Modern controls is widely regarded. Let's let that hang in the air. It's widely regarded. Modern controls need to be fucking banned in all ranked modes. I'm sorry, they shouldn't have so much ability while doing nothing when it takes me more button presses to do the same fucking thing. They should have never introduced that, ever. If you can't play with traditional controls, fuck off. Seriously. Learn the fucking game. Play the game. Why do they get fucking special treatment? Because they can't figure out how to fucking play a game. Do I get special treatment in Call of Duty because I can't play Call of Duty? Do they give me special treatment? Do they give me special controls that shoots and aims for me? No, but that's what modern controls fucking does. It takes the gun out of your hands, right? And it puts it in the hands of an AI, which is literally there. AI assisted mode is literally in Street Fighter. What's the point of me learning these hard ass combos when I could just do AI assisted combos and literally just press one fucking button? The control schemes
also,
were
the fact
fucking
that they let
dog
you create
shit,
and fight with your own abomination is just,
which was also fucking stupid.
Perfection. I hope Street Fighter fans
Nobody
are happy with
liked
this
it.
one, because Diablo fans, on the other hand, do not seem happy with their long-awaited sequel, Diablo 4. As one famous YouTube comment wrote, "Doesn't matter, you bought and supported Blizzard. You deserve a bad game." I must have been high on crack, methamphetamines, and PCP the day I bought D4, because some part of me felt like I would get to experience the same thrill and excitement I felt from the first two games. I completely forgot that Activision Blizzard these days only pumps out soulless factory line garbage, devoid of passion, life, and respect for its fanbase and franchises. Most of Blizzard's existing fanbase, I feel, are people like me who stick around in vain, desperately trying to relive the glory days. Those days are long gone, unfortunately. Diablo 4 was fun at first, but it quickly became apparent that the game was as wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle, designed more to exploit the player than to give them enjoyment worth $70. Every rotten tactic you can think of was used to artificially increase player retention, and these tactics don't work on me because the best tactic is to just make a fun video game. While franchises like Zelda, Pikmin, Street Fighter, and Dead Space can take 5+ years to release a new game, they make it worth it. They make it for the fans. Blizzard does not.
Do they?
And Diablo 4 is one of my
I don't remember, right? All the fans of Zelda asking for Nintendo to completely forget what makes Zelda Zelda and give us a game that doesn't resemble Zelda at all.
For many years, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, it's a vastly popular iteration of Zelda, but to say it's traditional Zelda is a fucking lie. And they said that they would add traditional fucking Zelda. Hold on. I need to rant some more about Nintendo. Those motherfuckers said that traditional Zelda elements would be added into Tears of the Kingdom. Where are the dungeons? Where's the Triforce? Where's the music? It was all gone. All of it. You know, I can forgive them, you know, taking away getting items from specific bosses. I can get that. I can understand them saying, "Hey, we want this to be an open world. You can tackle the dungeons any way you want." But why are all the dungeons the fucking same? Why is every puzzle the fucking same? You guys fucked us.
Remember your famous quote, "And the game is fantastic, so I'll let it slide." A lot of people speculated that Pikmin 4 was just going to be vaporware, something that they would talk about but never actually finish, and I'm glad they did. Hear ye, hear ye! The game of the year is here! Baldur's Gate 3 somehow managed to break into the top 20 games on Metacritic of all time. That's no easy feat. Everything about this game is fantastic. It represents years and years of investment and talent from Larian Studios. While there is some discourse around whether or not people enjoy this style of turn-based gameplay. Spoiler, I prefer Divinity Original Sin 2. But what I think everyone agrees on is that the RPG mechanics in Baldur's Gate 3
I want to play this game.
Are perfection. It's everything I've loved about like KOTOR, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be a landmark title for a long time, a benchmark that many others will try to hit, but very few will ever reach. Just 2 months after D4's release, Blizzard would continue their long streak of disappointing fans, overpromising features, not delivering them. Oops, you fucked up again. I mean, Overwatch is always going to be fun. I can play it right now and have a good time, but lying about features, promoting this PvE mode that you never intended on finishing, using that to promote the game, it's just, all the shit around Overwatch 2 just left a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, this really was one of the laziest sequels I'd ever seen. And I play Call of Duty, okay? Like most of Blizzard's recent games, Overwatch 2 released to overwhelming dislike. They scrapped the thing most people wanted, which was a PvE mode, a story, some semblance of a campaign. Now, allegedly, Overwatch 2 only came out because the higher-ups at Activision and Blizzard wanted to make the company appear more valuable as they awaited the merge into Microsoft. I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. From Software also threw us a curveball, releasing Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. I reckon I'm one of many who decided to try this game out simply on From Software's reputation after falling in love with their Souls games, and it's pretty good. Kind of reminded me of Custom Robo, the way you can change all your mech's weapons. That's a lot of fun. The only downside is the story's non-existent, but do I even care? Not really. I just want to shoot robots. Ladies and gentlemen, Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are two of the nominees for most disappointing game this year, but Starfield is the winner. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this game offers a much better single-player experience than Diablo 4. There are times when I've had a lot of fun with it, but like Diablo 4, the longer I played, the more boring it became, which is kind of what you expect from most games. And the reason I think it's the most disappointing game is because people expected a lot from Bethesda. I didn't care for Fallout 76 or Fallout 4, so I've been waiting a long time to play another true Bethesda RPG. I don't think it's a bad video game, but it is quite mediocre, and it runs its course way quicker than any of the other
mediocre
Bethesda RPGs
is bad.
I played. It was also
mediocre
very controversial. I mean,
for
a lot of people love it. Others really hate
fucking
it.
bad.
I think given all the time they had and the expectations around Bethesda games, it makes it the most disappointing.
And you can say, well, it's on Game Pass. That doesn't matter, dude.
Magical was lost.
They still charged full premium price for the game.
Planets and automated content. So many of Starfield's issues could have been fixed if it was just scaled down, if the scope was smaller, more focused, if we got more handmade, curated dungeons, if they found ways to cut out the tedious, overwhelming loading screens. Maybe Starfield will get better with updates, but as of right now, I'm not sure if I'll ever go back for a second playthrough. Payday 3. What a tragic tale. While I called this game a certified banger that was based on a version that me and other content creators got to play, it was not the version released to the public, which made me and other content creators look like we were shilling a broken game when none of us knew that's how the game would launch. I'd like to squash the rumors that I did some kind of paid review in this video. I didn't play the full game, so I didn't make a review. It's also unethical to do sponsored reviews. This is the only thing they told us to do. Raise awareness for the launch of Payday 3. That's it. So I could make whatever video I wanted about it, and that's the video I decided to make. And that's how I felt about Payday 3 at the time. So yeah, this video was not a review. It was first impressions. My big mistake was not putting in a big enough disclaimer near the start that said, hey, this may not be representative of what the full game is like at release. And for that, I apologize. Payday 3 was broken, even in the public early access beta, which, by the way, the beta came out like 10 days before launch. And as a newcomer to the series, I wasn't aware of the many downgrades from Payday 2. In a baffling decision, Starbreeze elected to make the game online only, which becomes a big fucking problem if your servers don't work. Overall, Payday 3 was a massive disappointment for everyone involved, myself included, and I wish they had delayed it or been honest with us about the state it would release in. We'll see what happens, but for now, you're probably better off playing Payday 2. CD Projekt Red has spent years and a reported $62 million budget to repair their image and that of Cyberpunk. From the sounds of it, they have succeeded. In the eyes of many, they've completed their redemption arc with Phantom Liberty, and it appears the DLC is an improvement to the base game in virtually every category. I'll make a video about it someday and bring back Johnny Acting Hand. If you thought Gollum game was bad, Skull Island Rise of Kong is here to shatter your concept of reality. The budget for this game apparently was $3, and it clearly shows. I don't know what's more impressive, that this game launched on every platform, or that they're charging 40 bucks for this pig slop. Apparently Rise of Kong had a rush development and the developers were forced to crunch? What the fuck for? What was the rush? Who was desperately awaiting this game? They didn't even finish the cutscenes. What did you think was gonna happen when you launched the game like this? Rise of Kong is doubly bad because it's not nearly as cringe and funny as Forspoken and Redfall. You can only tell one joke about this game. Wow, it really sucks. It still amazes me sometimes that Nintendo continues to innovate the Mario franchise even after almost 40 years of games. Wonder is a fine addition to the series.
And this is what oh my god, this is what pisses me off. How is it that they can iterate and make Mario game after Mario game, but they want to abandon the identity of Zelda? They want to abandon what made Zelda popular for decades. But they want to go back to what made Mario popular decades ago. It makes no fucking sense. Zelda deserves better.
Mario Bros game, but on acid. A lot of fun. Another year, another Modern Warfare 3, however, broke new ground by becoming the lowest rated.
I hate when they said, well, it's like when you're on acid. Nope.
Luckily,
no,
the multiplayer has a strong appeal.
As somebody who has done that,
Sledgehammer are updating constantly and doing their best.
No, it isn't.
We're not going to talk about the campaign though. Not only did we get
the only accurate depiction of it is actually the old school, what is it, fucking Alice in Wonderland cartoon movie.
Truly a blessed year for Mario fans.
Things pop in and out of reality. You see things that aren't actually there.
Trailer that gained more views in a matter of days than the GTA 5 trailer did in a decade. You don't have to be Nostradamus to predict that GTA 6 is going to have the biggest video game launch of all time. And I'm excited to see what Rockstar has been cooking for the last however many years. And this happens every time with a new GTA. You already know, 6 is going to spark the most annoying discourse you've ever heard around a video game. Last, but certainly most least, 2023 ended with one of the worst video games ever made. The Day Before, one of the most brazen scam rug pulls the industry has ever seen. Every time we thought video games had hit a new low, another studio came out this year to dig the hole deeper, and Fantastic has hit bedrock. We cannot get any lower, any worse than this. The studio shut down 4 days after the game release, and Steam has taken the unprecedented move of automatically refunding everyone who purchased it. To my knowledge, they have never done that before. The Day Before rightfully earns worst game of 2023. But in their brutality, the gods of gaming demanded one final sacrifice. The Electronic Entertainment Expo has been canceled permanently. This is really sad. I never got to go to E3 in person. It was like the Super Bowl for gamers, you know? A celebration of everything awesome we love about this hobby. So many iconic hype as fuck moments happen during these shows. So many incredible game reveals and trailers. All good things must come to an end, and after more than 25 years, E3 has been retired for good. Partly due to COVID knocking things off track and all these studios wanting to have their own press release on their own terms, I understand why E3 was canceled. Doesn't make it any better though.
And that's
but
how
I hate to end this year on such a sour note. 2023 may have been one of the best years in gaming. Honestly, I'd say it's got to be in the top 3. It was a year of extremes. We saw the best and the absolute worst that this industry is capable of. I'm excited for 2024, but I doubt we're going to see as many exciting games. I just want to take a moment to thank you all for supporting the channel, continuing to watch, hitting that like button and that subscribing and notification bell. Nah, but on the real, 2023 has been amazing. I've got a ton of great ideas moving into 2024. That was a good video, and I'm excited and thankful to have an audience as awesome and dedicated as you guys. Thank you for all the support this year. I'll see you in 2024. All right, everyone. That's all I got for this year. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace.
All right. Yeah, he made fun of it. I don't really care. What? Oh, that's tomorrow. Let's watch the Steven Seagal one.
Before we start today's video, okay, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor. And you know who that sponsor is? Okay, you're not going to believe this. That's Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a free-to-play dark fantasy RPG game available to play on your phone, tablet, and computer. With cross-platform capabilities, you can switch from playing on your phone to a computer with ease. And brand new to Raid is the Tag Team Arena. Tag Arena is the next level of competitive PvP battles, where you face off in a best-of-3 4v4 battles. Whichever team wins 2 matches wins the series. And as you progress through the campaign, you'll collect new and unique champions and gear, so you can customize your team the way you like to play. If you're a competitive player, you can earn special rewards if you finish high in the rankings. So, what are you waiting for, okay? Go to my description, click the link, and download Raid Shadow Legends today. Ow. If you're a new player, you'll get 50,000 silver, 50 gems, 5 mystery shards, 1 energy refill, 1 day XP boost, 1 clan boss key, and a free champion, Executioner. This champion is super strong, and like I said, you'll get him completely free by signing up with my link below. You'll find your extra rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. This guy, okay? Steven Seagal. I don't know how he's been, the places he's been and accomplished what he's accomplished. I always just knew him as a 90s action movie star with the likes of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, beating people up, being awesome.
What proves?
Putting asses in seats at the movie theater, generally not being batshit crazy afterwards.
On down him.
Still fine? Yes, I did.
Whoa, yeah, I thought it was gonna let him live.
But Steven Seagal could not manage that last bit, unfortunately. So here you have it. The many sides of this fragmented man. May we try to piece him back together like Humpty Dumpty. He is kind of an egg guy, if I'm being honest. So Steven Seagal is trained in an art called Aikido, or so he says. It's basically an art where you just flip a guy. You just throw a guy. That's what it is. Dude, I'd be careful if I were you. That's a dangerous man. But I'd be remiss if I didn't point out the central aspect of Aikido, in which that it is
that should have caught him.
Real bullshit martial art. Ironically, if you look at it, most of the real skill here comes from the people pretending they're falling. So, that's probably a good sign of things to come. So you thought Steven Seagal was an action star, huh?
I hit the wrong button, dude.
Well,
all of what's happening right now is my fucking fault because I hit that one wrong button.
It's quite easy to do soul singing, you know what I'm saying?
What? No.
You gotta watch
Oh,
out,
Gohan's
Sky.
losing.
Fuck, it's like started soulful but ended with a threat. It was like, you better watch your back. Literally,
Yo!
actually, seriously, watch your back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, he's here.
Blur, blur, blur.
Okay,
No!
that one was straight up gibberish. I believe I heard.
I had to start all the way over.
That's genuinely what I heard.
I'm Russian. My family are from Vladivostok and Belarus, and you know, I'm a Russian Mongol, and I'm Russian. My father was a Russian Mongol, so these people are Russian Mongols.
That's right, it's real. That's Vladimir Putin shaking hands with Steven Seagal. How does it even happen? Was Vladimir Putin just like a fan of Under Siege or something?
Quite some time ago.
С самого начала говорили о том, что если это произойдет.
I like to think Vladimir Putin just has no idea who Steven Seagal is. He's just like, okay, yeah. Who is this again? Foreign minister to Switzerland? Okay.
Это произойдет, то это я вас, во-первых, хочу с этим поздравить.
First, I'd like to congratulate you on this occasion.
Mr. Putin wants you to know that he thought you were the foreign minister to Switzerland, and he was mistaken, but he's going to go ahead with it anyway. Congratulations, Mr. Seagal.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, act like you're at least a little happy to see him, Vlad. I mean, I know you're not in reality. Nobody would be. But at least act happy. I mean, for Christ's sake.
So there, at the bottom, you have to sign it.
Whoa, what's with the fucking gnarly thumbnail? You're gonna go and meet the president of Russia and you come with the fucking Crypt Keeper fingers? Especially when it's gonna be like up close on television? What the fuck? You know, Vlad's like looking at like his gnarly thumbnail like, please, I'm gonna have to shake that hand. Oh, there it goes! Ah! You see, I'm weak.
So happy to see him again. That's all.
It's really been a pleasure. By the way, just saying, huge fan of your annexation of Crimea. You are a great big fat man. Round, I thought was so strong, slim man. No, you're like a Russian potato. But believe it or not, old Vlad is actually not the only Eastern Bloc president that Steven Seagal has graced with his presence, as seen here when he visited the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, at his official residence in Minsk. Because you can't make it up, really. You can't make it up.
Welcome.
So beautiful.
Okay, you go to the White House, all right, you go to Downing Street, they're gonna give you a cup of coffee and a cake. Not so in Belarus, all right? You go to the Minsk Palace, all right, they're gonna shred you a couple carrots live. Look at this man, how does he look so out of place everywhere he is? Okay, look at that posture, all right? That posture asserts, I don't know where I am, I want my mommy, I'm lost. Steven, go easy with the fuck. Did you skip lunch? How hungry were you?
He's probably bored.
He looks absolutely lost. He's like, yes. Oh, it's time for the watermelons. Dimitri, good boy. Bring Steven the watermelon.
Nice.
Check that thing out, all right? We don't got much of a GDP, but check that out. That's some soil we got in my backyard.
Nice.
Oh, I keep it? Oh, all right. Cool, all right, yeah, that's your thing. Watermelons, carrots. It's a bit fucking weird, but... But he's not only Russian, okay? He apparently had a brief stint as a cop or something on the New Mexico border. I don't know what made him qualified for such a position.
I actually remember
somebody
this.
Apparently thought it a good idea to hire him, which is why we are now going to be treated to a video titled, and I quote, Steven Seagal trains Americans how to stop school shooters using guns and martial arts. Good luck stopping a school shooter using martial arts, I'm just saying. Stop, boy! Oh! That was a high caliber round!
America's war on gun crime is being fought on many fronts. But now the world's most powerful country has a new weapon. Yes, all-action hero, Steven Seagal.
What?
The Under Siege star took time out from the bright lights of Hollywood to train posse volunteers in Arizona.
Posse volunteers? What do you mean volunteers? I thought these were cops. Wait, better question, what the fuck is a posse volunteer? The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office Volunteer Posse consists of non-compensated positions made up of people from all walks of life who want to assist law enforcement as a way to give back to their community. Now, is school shootings really the proper domain for the volunteer contingent of society? Shouldn't the most absolutely highly trained veteran forces be taking on these kinds of tasks? And shouldn't Steven Seagal always have literally nothing to do with it?
Yeah, you're not doctors and lawyers, you're cops right now.
You take that Hippocratic oath, you scrunch it up, put it in the trash. You're here to shoot the child, but only the child with the weapon.
When you yell at somebody, get down on the ground, they gotta do it. If they don't do it, you gotta make them comply. Quick. For every second that goes by, you could be losing children.
I like how Steven Seagal, you could see him just for a moment there calculating the optics of talking about mounds of dead kids. For every second that passes, we're gonna be losing children? That's good, right? It's good for the TV?
The most precious asset we have as a society and as human beings is our children.
Which is why I've come here to this playground to recapture my youth. But he's a dangerous youth, don't get me wrong. You boy of 12 with a shotgun, unhand your weapon. Don't make me do this. Son of a bitch. If they think they can keep extorting the children of this community with 10-cent price hikes on SpongeBob Pops, but they're dead wrong. It turns out, pretty cool guys, actually.
But not everyone agrees. It's the brainchild of controversial Arizona Police Chief Joe Arpaio, dubbed America's toughest sheriff.
I'm going to say it again. For those protesters, we are here to protect the children. That's the main mission. They can say whatever they want, but I'm not going to stop.
And with a 6'4", 7th dan black belt as his sidekick, who would disagree with that?
How long has Steven Seagal been standing behind me? Why is Steven Seagal standing behind me? But if that weren't enough, he had his own series called Steven Seagal Lawman. I've been working as an officer in Jefferson Parish for 2 decades under most people's radar, said Seagal in premiere episode The Way of the Gun. Okay.
Once a year, every officer has to qualify with firearms in order to use their pistol on duty. And next week is Alex's test. See how it goes right where I want it?
Yes, sir.
Right there.
Now, most people don't know this, but when the bullets are in the gun, okay, watch closely. Did you see that? Most people don't know that.
If I don't pass weapons qualification,
I'm afraid Mr. Skull's gonna hurt me. Really, he's a scary man, he's an intimidating man. He's also, if I could use a turn of phrase, off his fucking rocker.
I'm trying to pass down some of the secrets that have made me a master shooter. I don't want to just help Alex pass this test, but I want him to be a better marksman for life.
Yeah, it's kind of the idea, isn't it?
Both in the same hole, buddy.
Good luck, chap. Not through the bullet hole. It's a failed test.
Damn.
Nice try.
Oh! Guess who's buying beer tonight, boy?
Damn. I guess it's me. I guess I'm buying beer. Damn. That's Steven Seagal's whole racket, isn't it? He just tells someone to do something impossible. They can't do it. And then he goes, hey, oh, look who's paying my mortgage this month. Ha ha!
cheese for all right there.
Cheese for all right there.
That's so dumb.
Cheese for all right there.
He knows what he's doing.
He
knows how to put lead on target.
Lead on target. Oh, fuck's sake, dude.
You know, being a lifelong practitioner of the martial arts, I try to teach everyone not to fight the recoil of the weapon, but more to become one with the weapon and let it be an extension of their body.
Which is exactly why, in case you were wondering, my hands look like this, okay? When they said firearm, I didn't know they meant it literally. Yeah, no, but I do miss eating food normally.
After what I seen today, he could take a gnat off a fly's ass.
That should have got him, but Cooler came in with the assist.
Kind of zen lesson.
And
you're not doing this anymore. You're doing this.
Okay, we were seeing a lot of this kind of movement, right? Now we're seeing a bit more.
From the time you started till the time we finished, I felt like he learned something.
Good. See, I believe that was the point, I think. So, good. All right, okay, so we've heard about Steven Seagal, all of those things. But what about Steven Seagal, the man? You know, the person, the human being behind it all. We always ask, what is Steven today? But we never ask, how is Steven today?
Bro, what the fuck just happened? Why did it do that? I didn't press that. It just did it by itself. Alright.
Get your names in lights. Be number one.
Before we start today's video, okay, I want to give a
No.
big shout out to today's sponsor. And you know who that sponsor is? Okay, you're not going to believe this. That's Raid Shadow Legends. Hey guys, didn't expect to be seeing you here. So I bet you're wondering, no, you're really not wondering, are you? Why I'm in a bunker, literally in my basement, in my house. One minute you're there, you're making all these epic plans to entertain the world. The next minute you're in your basement. So until further notice, my show is just going to be taking place right here in my war bunker. Okay? I got vinyls. Be needing those when it's all over. I'm trapped. I'm really trapped, guys. Look there, look at that. I put googly eyes on Bush's baked beans. Listen, Beanie, you've been a great part of the show. You're unforgettable, but I'm gonna need you for sustenance during these harsh times. Sorry, I'm gonna have to open your skull and drink your juices. Slimy yet satisfying. Well, we may be here until further notice, but as they say, the show must go on, okay? So today, I'm gonna attempt to lighten the mood and talk about the second most prevalent germ out there, actually, and she goes by the name of Gwyneth. Oh, that's right, she's back! This lady, okay? This lady, she's back. You know her, you know who she is, you know what she's done. It's with heavy heart and out of sync chakra, I must inform you that Goop has somehow gotten its own Netflix series. I know most of you probably know this by now, it's old news, but everyone's been non-stop requesting I take a look at it, so as a man of the people, I figure I will give the public what it wants. Interestingly enough, it wasn't received very well by critics who cited that the show was peddling pseudoscience, basically. So the world hasn't totally lost its mind yet. That's one thing to count our blessings on, I suppose. So the actual name of this show is, and I quote, The Goop Lab with Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't understand. How has it come this far? Why will Goop not just stay where it belongs? Which is underneath the foundation of my house, in my cesspit. If you happen to be one of those privileged few who haven't heard of Goop before, I'll just catch you up. Goop just happens to be the health and wellness company of widely renowned Hollywood actress Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, you know you're dealing with a reputable company when you got headlines like, Goop-approved shrink says there's no such thing as coronavirus. Best part about this is that Goop has actually distanced themselves from this former contributor. It reminds me of when Al-Qaeda was like, okay, listen, we might be terrorists, but these frickin' ISIS guys, what the hell? It's a little extreme. The concept of the show is brilliant. Gwyneth and her posse pretty much, there's no other way to say it, they put her staff through a literal gauntlet of human guinea pig experiments to, I don't know, find the fountain of youth or something. I'm talking total shots in the dark. Like, one staffer will just wake up one day and be like, what if, like, swallowing liquid nitrogen, like, cures postpartum depression? Oh my God, good job, Jennifer. Yeah, let's try that. What if it does? Don't forget to sign your wrongful death suit waiver. All right, then. Let's take this dive of faith with them. We got 6 episodes, 6 steps, 6 chances for fatal injury. Let's find out the route to perfect health, according to Goop.
Hello. Is it you you're looking for?
Step 1, doing hard drugs on the ground in a foreign country. Is it too late to back out, or
When I started Goop in 2008, I was like, my calling is something else besides, you know, making out with Matt Damon on screen or whatever.
I'm 14 seconds in, okay? 14. And already we've got perhaps a contender for the Guinness Book of World Records largest humble brag. Technically 9 seconds because the little Netflix logo takes up 5 all to itself. 9 seconds in!
To me, it's all like laddering up to one thing, which is optimization of self. Like, how can we really like milk the shit out of this?
At least she's honest.
Just another day at the office.
You have 100 needles in your face, Elise.
What the fuck are you doing to people?
What the fuck are you doing to people? What the fuck are you doing to people? You put 100 needles in that woman's face, Gwyneth. We need answers, okay? What did you gain from that?
We get to explore, like, is this real? Do we feel better?
And grapple with some topics that are hard.
You know, like algebra, who needs that? Biology, see you later. Ethics, definitely won't need this one.
That was like next level shit.
Isn't that beautiful?
I mean, it's beautiful in the same way like open heart surgery is beautiful. It's nice, but I'm not gonna put it on my wall, Grams. I'm not gonna frame it.
Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that beautiful? You gotta wonder why that's not in the Louvre. You see those dark spots are always chafing up down there. No really checks. God, that's a looker.
Okay, welcome. It's such an honor to have you both here.
What a pleasure. Thank you.
Can you explain to us what MAPS is?
Well, Gwyneth, maps tends to be a diagrammatic representation of land or sea that people can use to find their way around, typically coming from electronic to old, used by hikers, roadsters. Heck, I hate to tell you, even the odd pirate will use one of those bad boys.
MAPS is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies.
I would personally love to know a little bit about the trajectory of using psychedelics as a healing modality.
All right, let's slow down, Gwyneth. Let's stop using those big words, you know, those trajectories and modalities, and let's keep it to some simpler, smaller ones you do know, like give and me and your and, you know, money. You like this? You know this one, don't you?
Well, psychedelics are back, and they're being used in the context of spirituality, healing, and celebration of transition.
They've always been used that way, you fucknut.
Okay, this is the footage you're gonna use to convince me? Don't worry, it's completely safe. Check out this footage of Incan Mo Howard shooting up hot lead up his nose. Oh, dude, fuck the clinical trials. Inject that straight into my newborn baby.
So we wanted to explore psychedelics in a therapeutic setting.
Look, Elise, you didn't have to create an entire Netflix series just as an excuse to do drugs, okay? I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Can we be real here? Can we quit pretending?
We decided to try psilocybin, also known as magic mushrooms, in Jamaica, where their use isn't regulated.
Jamaica's like, I don't know, eat as many mushrooms as you want. Hire a private militia. Fuck if we care. That's where we decided to do the mushrooms.
How did you choose who went on the trip?
So the Goop staff sort of nominated themselves and raised their hands.
She's like covering her bases, like, Elise, tell him I didn't force him. Oh, the Goop, they raised their hands. I please put me in the foreign jurisdiction with no regulations. So yeah, their first health experiment here is just literally the Goop staff going and taking magic mushrooms. I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat. I wonder what's gonna happen next.
You can cry, you can scream, you can like pound the ground. The only thing we don't do is get sexual with each other, and we don't take our clothes off. But other than that, like literally anything goes.
I mean, okay, you can pound the ground, you can punch, you can scream. No sex though, don't want to see any boobies. You can take a scimitar, gore your neighbor David. Don't see the boobies though. If the boobies come out during that, you're in trouble.
We're going to give 3 grams so we can be with the spirit of the mushroom.
Seriously, that puny thing, that's what you're bringing? For God's sakes, the spirit of the mushroom is joining us tonight. You want them to think we're a bunch of dweebs? Should have left this to me. Okay, see that? That is a proper role. Yeah, the spirit of the mushroom, yeah!
Great.
Where's Sasha?
Sasha?
Right here. Okay.
In fact, who's Sasha?
Oh, your energy's pretty good.
I can't handle that kind of shit. That's just too fucking weird. As somebody who's done those kinds of substances, that's not how people act. It really isn't. It isn't. You don't get all spiritual and in depth and all that. It just doesn't happen. I've done it multiple times with a plethora of different people. It just doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. That's a fraud. That's a fraud. not saying JonTron is. I'm saying the way they depicted it in that show that he was showing, that's fraudulent. That's not how that shit goes. You know, and I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm saying they more than likely didn't do either they didn't do what they said they did, or they're hamming it up for no reason. Oh shit, bro. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. Well, controversy hit Xbox over the weekend after a new report pointed towards not only just one, but maybe multiple games from Microsoft's back catalog going to other platforms. And the response online from the Xbox community was absolutely wild, but we'll go over that here today. Also, we are going to be talking about a certain game that is being delisted, and it's on a subscription service that's flown under the radar, but it's actually a pretty intriguing game. And unfortunately, this once again shows us the concerns being valid around a digital-only future. And we'll also be talking about a certain PC port from Sony that they're not exactly happy about because, well, it's coming from that Insomniac leak, and it looks like the community decided to take matters into their own hands. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to hit that like button. Helps out a ton. And if new here to the Spawnwave channel, make sure you subscribe down below. We're going to start today with Nintendo New York, the store that's there, as they did make an announcement, and this apparently led immediately to Switch 2 speculation because Nintendo can say anything, and people try to connect it to their unannounced system that I feel like is coming later on this year. Well, here's the interesting question. They say our gaming wall will be out of order the week of January 2024 to this week while it undergoes renovations. Other interactives will continue to be available for gaming during this time, with obviously setting it up for Switch 2, and the announcement is coming in the next few weeks. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible. Likely, no. I feel like this is just regular maintenance to start out the year, as of course they still have games to push for the current Switch. So Princess Peach Showtime, maybe they want to set things up for a marketing spot, a push for that in the store. Maybe they want to do something like Mansion or Paper Mario, or make more room around the interactives or on this wall for merchandise and sales, considering they are a store. So this to me looks pretty straightforward. Really not much to see here, I guess you could say. And we'll keep an eye on Nintendo themselves when they're ready to make that Switch 2 announcement. Not necessarily read between the lines for employees at the store to kind of setting things up. Also, we have some good news for Spyro fans who are holding out hope that there would be a new Spyro game soon. You can see this posted up over on their social Twitter account. Saying 2024 motto, we have a card here with Spyro saying they gotta believe. Okay, so I see people in the comments saying that they hope they're not getting people's hopes and dreams up with this one. I feel like they know what they're doing, and yes, I believe there is a new Spyro game coming. I'm wondering how they would announce it, because now technically Activision is, of course, being under Microsoft. They could be at a developer direct. They could be at like their big summer showcase or sell event. So there are a lot of possibilities as to how they can present this, but after the sales for the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which were very, very good, I feel like a follow-up would logically be a new game in the series, kind of like what happened with the Crash Insane trilogy doing well, and then we got a brand new Crash Bandicoot. So I guess look forward to an announcement sometime this year, and in fact, I think that's a game that would be announced, and then we'll be following that in months later. Oh, and we know, of course, after last year when Phil Spencer showed at the Square Enix Final Fantasy Fan Fest event, that Final Fantasy XIV would be making a jump to Xbox this year, and now we're starting to hear some likely dates as to when the beta will go live. In fact, we can see this posted up by Genki, who did view the stream for Fan Festival 2024, and translated it. They are planning to begin open beta around February 21st, but plans could still change, and then we'll look towards them, I guess, launching Final Fantasy XIV in the first half of this year on Xbox, which they're going to do a whole thing where you can play like a large chunk of the game for free. I still look at this game like, I don't know, do I have the time to play it? I know many of you out there who do say it is incredible, MMO to experience, but it's just, I see the amount of time you have to dump into that and basically ignore all other games around you. So maybe I'll just try it out on the Xbox just for curiosity's sake and see if it grabs me there. And guys, with some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's start right away with Xbox, because there was quite the conversation going on around the hardware from Microsoft that people are wondering how really invested they are in it, especially with some of the reports going around right now that have just continued to build over the last 48 hours. Well, I do have good news, which we'll start with, as it does appear that there is a developer direct slated for the next 10 days or so. We're going to see this thing get announced maybe by the end of this week, heading into next week, as we can see this posted up over on Insider Gaming, and it originally appeared on actually Reddit, where this is from Xantorn, who they mentioned been accurate in revealing showcase events in the past. Claims that the next Xbox Direct will happen during the week of January 14th. So they can't speak on the shadow drop rumors, but the date has now been set in stone. And, well, okay, so if that happened that week, it'll likely be sometime between the 15th and the 19th, as those are the weekdays for that event. That makes sense. But it does appear that Insider Gaming is backing this up. Not necessarily the exact time or date, as they're still looking into that, but that they understand the event is scheduled to take place within the next couple of weeks. And, yeah, so right now, that's kind of the way I think Microsoft will be operating here, are with these developer directs. Worked really, really well, even with the shadow drop of Hi-Fi Rush. And I think this is a good way to just help you get updated by going to the studios themselves and letting the people making these games directly to the game. So I think the big thing they need to do, though, is get that Hellblade 2 date locked in, have it presented, and then we can have that hopefully come out in the first half of this year to kind of set the tone, I'll say, for Microsoft heading into 2024, because I think Hellblade 2 is going really well with reviewers and just overall interest on launch. Outside of that, though, it's anyone's guess, as Microsoft does have a lot of studios to pull from if they can put up their developer direct, and you can have Shadow Drop 2, and I think maybe they can bring in Activision Blizzard and sort of introduce them formally, and maybe talk about their backwards compatibility program and say, hey, yeah, some of those Activision Blizzard games you guys have been looking through and talking about bringing to the platform now, those are going to start happening over the course of the next year.
No!
Years, 4 or 5 that we're going to drop in today.
Real testy right now, brother.
Around that acquisition that cost them about $70 million. But the thing that really caused a lot of conversation over the weekend had to do with Nathan Hayes, who mentioned on his podcast that Microsoft appeared to be moving one of their more critically acclaimed games that was even in the Game of Year conversation years released over to other platforms. Now, it's important to note Nate didn't mention which platform, so sure, technically it could be on the Wii, but I think most of us are assuming it's either the Nintendo Switch or the PlayStation 5. Or both, right? Just drop it on there and say, hey, all these platforms, go ahead and pick it up. Now, people are their best guesses out there. I believe it's Hi-Fi Rush. That seems to be what many people are saying. It just makes a lot of sense. The game itself, critically acclaimed, people really enjoyed their time with it, and let's face it, that's a game that would probably sell incredibly well on the Switch. But follow this report up from Nate. Windows Central also had an article diving into this a bit further. You can see this posted up over on the website, with Jezport saying it has been suggested from very trusted, proven sources that Microsoft has been exploring bringing some of its back catalog to other platforms. Although some of the details remain vague and unconfirmed, they've reached out to Microsoft to comment and clarify its position on this stuff, and I'm sure Microsoft will be real excited to talk about all the games they're bringing to Switch or PlayStation. The big talking point now that's come up is kind of questioning Microsoft's commitment to the Xbox hardware itself, the platform that really is where you would put a lot of titles exclusively to get people excited and interested in the ecosystem. But as I mentioned before, Microsoft's platform that they really are committed to is Game Pass, and it's not tied just to the Xbox. It's on PC. I mean, we're seeing it streamed on phones and TVs, right? And obviously it's on the Xbox there too. But it being widely available means that Microsoft is still trying to pull people in outside of just that Xbox hardware, which if they can get a game like a Hi-Fi Rush or some back catalog games that people seem very, very interested in and has seen high praise in the past, to just get people like looking at this, like, oh, okay, this is an Xbox game. Where do I go now to get the sequel? I go to the Xbox, or I just go to Game Pass on my PC. I kind of feel like that's Microsoft's play right now, because I don't think Starfield, for example, Forza Motorsport, Halo are just going to all of a sudden show up on PlayStation or Switch, but some of these smaller games will say that they think could at least pull some interest on other platforms. They might explore the idea of those being multi-platform. But I do understand some of the concerns from, we'll say, Xbox fans or people who have invested heavily in the hardware, because it does kind of seem like Microsoft is looking elsewhere at times and taking some of the spotlight off of really what they've built the entire brand around, that being the console itself. Next up, let's talk about a game that's being delisted from Apple Arcade. And this is a game that I actually played and talked about in my Apple Arcade video, so if you're curious to see more about not only the service, but this game in particular, you can check that video out. But this game is called World of Demons, and it's from Platinum Games, which really caught me off guard when I was exploring that service, because it's Platinum and they made an Apple Arcade game. Well, to my understanding, the game was completely funded basically by that contract for Apple Arcade. So it's kind of this weird situation of, well, the game wouldn't have existed necessarily without Apple Arcade, but now it's being delisted. In fact, this was posted up over on the World of Demons blog on their website, where they say World of Demons will no longer be available to download on Apple Arcade as of January 18th, 2024. So, okay, 10 days from now, it's gone. Please see the schedule below for more details. We extend our gratitude to all players who have enjoyed the game since release. So, if you're unaware, the way it works with Apple Arcade is you don't buy any of the games, you just subscribe to it, and then you download the games outright then. But these games are not available purchasable otherwise, for the most part. I think there are a few exceptions, but this one, not the case. So when it's pulled off that subscription service, it's just gone. There's no more, oh, you can still re-download it. No. The game's just like snapped out of existence. And it's a shame, because the game itself is actually pretty interesting. It uses the Okami sort of art style, which, if you go back to the people from Platinum who kind of worked to make Okami back with what Capcom and Clover's did, and then they move over to Platinum, it makes sense that maybe they were like, hey, let's use that art style for something that also plays more into a high-speed action RPG style game, which, again, not what I was expecting going into Apple Arcade, but it was a genuinely interesting and fun game to play. Now, I am wondering if maybe this is leading into the idea of it just being ported elsewhere. Maybe their contract has run up for Apple Arcade, and it'll reemerge on all other platforms. We'll get a physical copy on the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Switch, and it just drops on all those digital storefronts. That, I think, is the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is it just never comes back, and that's it. It's just gone. It's just blinked out of existence, and 5 years or so from now, we won't even remember that it was ever around. Unless you, again, have it in a video, as I have like 3 or 4 minutes of just footage of me playing it. So I guess if you're curious about it, you got 10 days to check it out on Apple Arcade. And if you're someone who owns an Apple product, you may have a free trial just for Apple Arcade now for a month or two. So I guess activate it. You can hook up an Xbox or a PlayStation controller and check out World of Demons before it's gone in about 10 days. Next up, let's talk about a project that I'm sure Sony is just not at all excited around, and that's Spider-Man 2 on PC. Now, we already know, yeah, okay, Spider-Man 2 will eventually go to PC on Steam, and Sony has been doing this with a bunch of their first-party PlayStation games. After so long, maybe a year or two, they move it over and basically try to get people to double dip or buy it for the first time on PC, but they're able to sell the game essentially twice. Well, it appears that the modding community is not going to wait long. They're taking matters in their own hands. And I can't show you any of the footage or images going around right now. I can show you the trailer for Spider-Man 2, but this is stuff out of the Insomniac leak, of course, that took place. And basically, they have the code, and they're able to just sort of port this over to PC, and they're to a point now where it's running at 60 frames per second. They've been able to work out a lot of the texture glitches and bugs where, well, you're swinging through New York, and there's textures on nothing other than maybe the character itself. It was pretty wild looking online, but now they're getting to a point where it's coming together, actually. And I don't know how this is going to go down, because I feel like if they try to distribute this game, it just immediately gets hit with cease and desist by Sony, or maybe even some sort of a criminal action. Because again, these are files that are stolen, and if you're taking them and manipulating and modding and doing all kinds of stuff to it to release a PC port, which is something that Sony wants to do in the future anyway. You can claim damages or all kinds of issues there. So for somebody working on this, I'd be kind of careful with it. It's the way it goes. If the internet gets their hands on something like this and they think they can get it done way before Sony or any big company, they'll try it. We've had this multiple times in the past. I think at one point Take-Two was pulling down a Red Dead Redemption mod where they were trying to recreate that game. So if this Spider-Man 2 port gets to a position where it's able to be distributed and can actually be played on PC in general, yeah, I think Sony will take some action and try to stop Spider-Man 2 getting out there 1, maybe 2 years earlier than they were hoping. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about that PlayStation 4 Pro system, as I think that's going to become more of a talking point as we go towards the end of 2024, since we're sort of expecting a PlayStation 5 Pro, and really the PS4 Pro is the only other instance, the only other time Sony has done a mid-gen refresh in that sense, where they just made it more powerful, not necessarily just slimmer. Well, we have some numbers now that did come out of that Insomniac leak, and people have been compiling and putting this together. For example, we can see this. This is over on Xputer. It says, as per the leaked Insomniac Games data, the PlayStation 4 Pro has allegedly sold 14.3 million units as of January 2020. I think it's fair to say that around that time, you're probably not seeing as many get out there, considering we were looking towards the PlayStation 5 at the end of 2020, but still 14.3 million units. And people will look at that in regard to the overall sales of the PS4 and go, okay, well, that's 15% of the overall sales, 13%. But you have to remember, the PS4 Pro came out in 2016, so the PS4 base model was just under 50 million units sold at that time. If you then take the 14.3 and put it up against the PS4, which would have been another 65 to 70 million systems selling, that's actually not as bad then. It's about what I expect from the PS4 Pro, which again, people still gravitated more towards the cheaper system that was able to play the same games. I kind of feel like that's about what we're going to see out of the PS5 Pro, especially if the price point comes in at like $550, $600. It's harder and harder to justify that kind of price point when it's like it does 4K, but yeah, for enthusiasts or like myself who just want to get a better experience on the games, it's something that obviously I'll put that here on the channel. But for a lot of people in the mainstream who feel like PS5 is good enough, they'll probably pass on it. But maybe a 10 to 15% cut of the install base for the PS5 Pro. Seems like that's maybe what Sony would expect after some of these PS4 Pro numbers. And before we go to the comments of the day, let's look at the poll that I posted up yesterday, which is the Win of the Year of Madness is the finale. It's Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom versus Baldur's Gate 3, which you can see some of the early voting for it right now, with Zelda ahead pretty handily. It's 64% to 36% at the time of this recording. And I think I'm going to leave this up for most of the week, because I just want to get as many votes in, and we can have crown the winner here, which right now Zelda is pulling out in front. With Baldur's Gate 3, though, it was behind RE4 for a little while, and then ended up pulling out in front of RE4. So if you haven't voted, it's up right now on the community page. You can drop your vote in, and we'll see what happens by the end of this week. Who takes the round for Game of the Year Madness winner. Then we'll finish up with the comment of the day, as we're seeing here. This is from Dora, who says, I do believe VR is the future, but not the present. Yeah, I think we've said this for a long time now with VR, that like, we're thinking, okay, someday virtual reality will catch up. It's been a while that we've just been saying that over and over and over again. It kind of reminds me a bit of 3D TVs, where we were looking at like, oh, maybe not yet, but someday 3D TVs will be the future. And then they just kind of went, while VR seems to have more backing from big companies like Meta, even Sony technically, I don't really see it yet with where we are for the technology, because even the all-in-one headsets are still bulky and it's just inconvenient. Maybe we get to a position where it's not only glasses, but even contact lenses, or who knows, maybe just a holodeck you can put in your house. Then I'll say, you know what, okay, maybe this is the future, and then people will just never leave their house, and it'll be like Ready Player One. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about here today. Whether it's the controversy around Xbox right now, with Microsoft reportedly looking to move some of their exclusive titles to other platforms, do you think that's a good idea, or is that a mistake by Microsoft? And then also, what about World of Demons now being delisted for Apple Arcade? Let me know if you've had a chance to
You can become a Super Saiyan as well. I'll take my dad's place and fight you. It's all or nothing.
King of the Ring, 23. It's not that big upset.
Damn, business in the trash. It's not that deep. And you're spending all your cash. It's not that deep. Get a job, touch grass, maybe touch your wife's ass, lay off the red meat. It's not that deep. Not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. That's why you got fucking gout, bitch. It's not that deep. Damn, it's me, ALT, Steve, motherfucking Sam. Going on a jet and we're going to Japan, bitch. It's not that deep. Yeah, it's not that deep. Trash. It's not that deep. And you're spending all the cash. It's not that deep. The channel's getting fucked. It's not that deep. Tonight you're getting cut. It's not that deep. Damn. Get a job, touch grass, touch your wife's ass, lay off the red meat. It's not that deep. Damn. It's not that deep.
How do you expect not to get haters? You're dog shit, even on your best behavior. Fuck you, PS, piece of shit. King of the Ring, 23. Let's go.
A half-hearted effort will result in a quick death. Marvelous! What incredible power you have! You will be the finest addition the Frieza Force has ever seen, Broly!
Interestingly enough, a study followed 48,000 men for an average of 10 years and discovered that within 2 years of a gout diagnosis, the risk of erectile dysfunction was 77% higher. Gout.
Got that gout cloud going.
Gout.
Got that gout cloud going.
Gout.
Inflammations on my feet. Oh yeah, it's hurting me.
Gout.
Got that gout cloud going.
Gout.
Got that gout cloud going.
Gout.
Inflammations on my feet. Oh yeah, it's hurting me.
Gout.
That's what it's about.
King of the Ring. 23. It's not that deep. Pick up 70.
Damn, business in the trash. It's not that deep. And you're spending all your cash. It's not that deep. Get a job, touch grass, maybe touch your wife's ass, lay off the red meat. It's not that deep. 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 That's why you got fucking gout, bitch. It's not that deep. Damn, it's me, ALT, Steve, motherfucking Sam. Going on a jet and we're going to Japan. It's not that deep. Yeah, it's not that deep. Business in the trash. It's not that deep. And you're spending all your cash. It's not that deep. Your channel's getting fucked. It's not that deep. Tonight you're getting caught. It's not that deep. Damn. Get a job, touch grass, touch your wife's ass, lay off the red meat. It's not that deep. Damn. It's not that deep.
How do you expect not to get haters? If you're dog shit, even on your best behavior. Fuck you, DSB, piece of shit. King of the Ring. 23. Let's go.
Maybe I'll quit with the warm-up and start fighting seriously.
Fucking fan, hey, let's pull up with the shit. It's super nervous. What's the purpose? Praise be his name. Almighty, praise be. afraid to tell them that they suck. Suck a dog. Tell them that they suck. If she catch you cheating, then it ain't a problem. Cause I know divorce, it ain't the way to. Oh man, I've tried so much. Women, why? I hate them so much. Oh God, I hate them. I just want love right now. Hating women ain't helping me love right now. Women suck. Suck. They absolutely suck. Talk about how.
Your boy is back. It's feeling better. I've beaten the sickness. Like I beat my meat. Anyways, now that I'm back, operating at pretty much full strength, we have a new Nintendo Switch 2 story to talk about. A new report from an unlikely source. And look, people, I understand. We're 8 days into the year. I'm already getting tired of this. But people are not tired of this. People keep watching videos, commenting on videos about this stuff, and I'm a man of the people. So of course I'm going to talk about this stuff if, you know, people are interested in it. So if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Shoutouts to Spawnwave, stupid Spawnwave. He sent this in a group chat that I'm in with him, and I said, hey, pal, there's my video for today. Yoink! Yoink! But yeah, we have CNBC chiming in on the situation. And you know, when CNBC are these bigger websites, these bigger publications, the ones that usually talk about business, money, technology, and stuff like that, once they start chiming in, things get a little bit more interesting. Because are you going to call them clickbait artists? Like, I mean, I guess you could when you look at mainstream media coverage of stuff, but usually the business stuff is a bit more controlled. But this story does actually show an instance of video game journalism and reporting and stuff that I don't really care for. But Nintendo is expected to launch the Switch 2 console this year. Here's what to expect. This was published on January 7th, has since been updated on January 8th at 5:34 a.m. Eastern time. I hope you're in England or something, because I'm not awake at 5:30. I'm just going to bed then. Mr. Arjun Carpal. Hope he doesn't have carpal tunnel. Some bullet points here, blah, blah, blah. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, though, of this. Nintendo is likely to release a Switch console this year. Analysts told CNBC, as the Japanese gaming giant looks to capitalize on the interest in its characters ranging from Mario to Zelda. Launched in March of 2017, 133 million sold, blah, 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 stuff we already know about. But then here's where things get fun. Because RGT says something like this. Oh, hey, Switch sales are a bit down. Maybe it's time to look at something else. Oh, he's anti-Nintendo. He's a clickbaiter. He's a liar. And then CNBC says it and nobody cares. But there are signs that the sales are starting to slow and Nintendo needs something new. In its September quarter results, Nintendo said revenue fell 4% year-on-year and profit dropped 19%. Nintendo is a business, folks. They're not here to make you smile, to make you feel good about yourself, to be your friend. They are here to make money. And when sales of something are decreasing and their main source of revenue, which happens to be the Nintendo Switch, is starting to trail off a little bit, you start to look at the future. It's okay to move on from a system. If that wasn't the case, we would all still be playing NES stuff. Like, did people have this sort of, no, we don't need a Super Nintendo. I'm happy with my Nintendo Entertainment System. And then the Super Nintendo comes out and it's like a million times better. Did people have these conversations? Some of y'all are freaking weirdos. Absolute weirdos who don't want technology to advance and get new hardware. But then we get into the part where I have a little bit of a problem here. Because it's the usual suspects that are the CNBC sources, okay? I think the new device will come out in 2024, probably in the second half of the year. Dr. Serkan Toto, CEO of Tokyo-based games consultancy Catan Games, told CNBC. The original Switch is almost 7 years old. Sales are going down, so it's absolutely high time for a new Nintendo console. Piers Harding-Rolls, research director of games at Ampere Analysis, expects the launch of the new Switch in the fourth quarter of this year. For Atun Goyal, managing director at Jefferies. What is Jefferies? The timing of this launch will depend on recent sales. If Nintendo Switch remain popular in the holiday quarter, then Nintendo could push the console out to fall of this year, Goyal said. If Switch sales dropped in December, the new device would come as early as spring, he added. So then we get into the what do we know about the system, and then you have these people, Harding's Rolls. I'm expecting Nintendo's next console to be a Switch follow-up, as a hybrid approach has been successful. There's likely to be an upgrade of capability of controllers, a new device, and not just an upgrade. Nintendo needs to drastically improve the specs after 7 years, and then like we get into the iPhone stuff with this. But here's my problem. All right, here's my problem. Let's go back up. Director of games at Ampere Analysis. Catan Games, games consultancy. Atul Joel, managing director at Jefferies. Who are these people? Like, let's bring it in here. Who are these people? Can I become a games consulting manager after my YouTube tenure, or can I do it to coincide with my YouTube tenure? Because I feel like I tend to follow this stuff, and lots of other people, lots of other talented individuals tend to follow this stuff quite closely. Probably a little bit closer than Ampere Analysis. Probably a little bit closer than Jefferies, okay? So how do you get this job? That's my question. I sit here and look at crap all day. Tons of stuff that I don't even make videos on. It's just stored in data banks here. Can I get a job? Like, are these people making money doing this? Is somebody sitting there looking and saying, huh, Nintendo Switch sales are down. Well, the system is 7 years old. You know what? It's probably time for a new system. I bet it comes out this year. And then somebody pays them for that analysis. Somebody pays them for that opinion on something. Like, holy shit, that's got to be the easiest job in the world. People think YouTube is an easy job. You're just looking at the most common denominator of a situation and then running with that common denominator. And then if it's wrong, they're like, oh, plans change. Like, I don't understand how this is a job. I don't understand how people make money doing this sort of stuff. But I do find it interesting that because you have to look at kind of the bigger picture with this. CNBC themselves reached out to contacts, and all these contacts are pretty much saying the same sort of thing. I remember these contacts from the Switch Pro era. I remember these contacts from the actual Switch, the NX to Switch era, because I've been following this stuff for a very long time. Anyone can make a really safe bet at the end of the day, and if that safe bet becomes true, then all of a sudden you're like a super analyst. I'm not trying to like discredit these people. I'm sure there is some skill, some sort of talent that is involved in this sort of reporting and in this sort of research. I just feel like there's a lot of people that do it that don't claim that they do it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there are people that are not maximizing, and I'm one of those people. There's people that are not maximizing their capabilities of being able to make a claim to a CNBC. CNBC, if you want to reach out to me and ask me my opinion on anything, I will be glad to give it to you. RGT85 Incorporated is here for your video game analysis needs because I study this stuff. I look at it all day. Is the Switch 2 coming in 2024? I mean, probably. More than likely. It says it right here. Profit is down. Even if the Switch had a very successful December, which we kind of already know, according to NPD stuff, that at least the preliminary numbers first that it didn't look all that great for the Switch. Some of the figures out there actually have the Switch in North America as the third selling system. We've seen that during, of course, other NPD sales. Like, this is all common knowledge stuff out there. It's all stuff that everyone knows. But when you see a decline in something, it makes sense to move on from it. And all because you move on from it doesn't discredit or downplay the impact that that had. Technology is good, folks. It's good to move on from things and explore new avenues of technology. Does CNBC know something? I mean, probably not, but it is interesting that they're willing to talk about it and reach out to various sources, because that shows you that, you know, once the mainstream starts picking up on things, the people like, you know, I'm not talking about the big video game websites. I'm talking about big websites in general that don't really do much with video games, much like the Wall Street Journal. Once they start picking up on things, you know, it's worth talking about, in my opinion. It's just how far you let that talk go as far as what you feel. Anyways, guys, I thought this was an interesting story. Maybe you got bored out of your mind halfway through it. If you made it to the end of the video, you're an MVP. Yeah, so let me know what you think of this in the comment section down below. Do you think that there's some sort of inside information here? Do you think it's just speculation? Do you think that this report was pretty much not needed? Which would kind of mean that this video wasn't needed, but hey, if the new report's gonna come out, I mean, I gotta talk about it, right? And as always, guys, thank you for watching this video.
Dog, I want to have sex with your wife. Talk about my wife. That's what I'm talking about!
Possum. You are listening to DJ Uzi Hot.
DJ Uzi Hot, dude.
Introducing the chocolate starfish!
Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up, everybody? What's up? We're rolling. We're trolling. We're controlling. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, welcome everybody. This is another level 1 themed experience. We're gonna watch the DSP podcast today, and later on, I don't know if I feel like it, might play some spooky game while I'm drunk, or we might watch something DSP, something. But first, there was a couple of interesting clips from yesterday from the React. There was one about LTG that is like a super ironic segment that aged badly immediately. Like, this aged like a glass of milk if you put it in a fucking something that, like a time machine or something. But anyways, and there's something else with some news anchor that I haven't really seen. And there was something about Derek spamming in chat about his birthday video from the little sucking cuck, that guy. So first, let's start with the actual news segment first, because I started a little bit early. Let's get some people on the boat and conditioned to be brainwashed. So until everybody shows up, let's warm up with some nonsense, which is this one. Shout out to the video, to Hate Army. The video is called DSP Shits on Reporter Because She Had Children and Doesn't Get Video Game Accomplishments. I can almost imagine the fucking thing. I can almost imagine what this is going to be like, but let's see. Yesterday, just as he was about to start reacting, I got a call. It was one of my coworkers needed some help for something that was happening today, so I had to go and help him out. Everything went okay. I'm back now, but I'm kind of grateful that I didn't watch the react, because from everything that I've seen, apparently there is, what is this, 3, 4, and 8. There's 12 minutes of actual interesting stuff. So let's just go through it now.
Hate Army, bro.
Hate Army.
Shout out to Hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
Hate
out to
Army.
Hate.
Shout out to Hate.
Shout out
Shout out to Hate.
Shout out to Hate.
Shout out for hate.
Now, Tetris has long been touted as a video game that just can't be beaten because it just goes on and on. Well, 13-year-old American Willis Gibson has technically proven that wrong. He beat the original Nintendo version of the game by reaching such a high level that the coding froze. That left the program unable to generate any more falling blocks. As a mother, I would just say step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal.
Dude, well,
Speaking
look,
of fresh.
DSP is probably going to be super fucking toxic about this. Why can't I hear the alerts? Oh, we're getting a textile issue again, aren't we? I can't hear this at all. Oh my god, man. Why not? It's going to be one of those streams, isn't it? No, I didn't hear that. What the fuck? Let me replay it again. Nope. God damn it. It's fucking stupid. I don't even know what to do about this. I'm already salty, bro. I'm already salty. Anyways, let's I'll see what I'm gonna do, but let's try and getting into the segment. Big ups Vikes for this. The thing that you just heard, I didn't hear it, but I can actually read it. And yes, this is the Pastor Miller classic quote. So big ups to that. I'm not sure if news anchors like that can be opinionated in this fashion. They usually just tell you the news. But this bitch, of course, because she's on Sky News. And the UK, like British news, are so fucking obnoxious. I can't stand them.
Away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air.
Oh, you can hear it either? Okay, then fucking sucks.
Beating Tetris
You could
is not
hear
a
it,
life goal.
at least would make some sense.
Speaking of fresh air, let's get a look at the weather.
Wow. What a nice impartial anchor for the news.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So basically, she completely discredits anything in the story whatsoever. Like, are you not aware that you work at the news station and the news station has selected this story to be something of worth to be presented on your broadcast? So your bosses disagree with you, yet you're just going to say that publicly, right? Like, why does she even do that? Like, why would you do that? Does it even make sense? Even if that's her personal opinion. Maybe she has kids because she said as a mother, right? So maybe as a mother, her kids play video games. And her kids waste a lot of time playing fucking Fortnite or something like that. And she thinks it's just a big waste of time and money. Even if that's her personal opinion on the subject, does she have a right to just spout that out on a public news broadcast that's supposed to be covering this as an actual story of importance? Like, why would she even
guys,
say
I'm gonna go
it?
get a
It's
cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
right? You know? And by the
I don't get it either why she would be saying that.
It's
but
2024.
yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, it's 2024.
Hold on. Knock, knock. 2024 is at your house, mum. And
but this is the thing, right? Because everybody can just think about, oh yeah, why is she gonna say that? Whatever, let's move on. But he just gets genuinely upset over this.
So
look at how fucking mad he gets.
I'll notify you that video games are the biggest form of entertainment on the planet. They bring in more money than movies, music, and television combined. More people play video games than any other entertainment medium.
I'm gonna need a fact check on this. Maybe it's true, but that sounded like a very bold statement from somebody that never knows any kind of facts. He doesn't even know facts about himself.
And you think that a kid beating a video game, the first in the world in this method, is not important or any kind of a goal. Well, what are your goals exactly? To do the same thing everyone else does, to pump out a couple of kids and yell at them about playing Fortnite?
What?
Maybe if you did something in your life that was worth accomplishing, people would be talking about it on the news too. Do you ever think about that? Instead of you
oh my god, look at how fucking mad he gets.
Opinion onto someone else and no one gives a shit. Right? So maybe try accomplishing something for yourself before you shit on others' accomplishments, you fucking bitch.
Oh my god, wow, that was mega toxic. I didn't expect him to get that pissed off over something that's pretty much a non-issue. Like, agree, disagree with what she said. It's just like completely nothing. It's just a bitch saying something on fucking news. They say dumb shit all the time, but this dude gets so ass mad about it. It's almost impressive. Like, what makes you get so pissed off? Like, genuinely worked up like that. Oh, man. I still haven't fixed the problem, by the way. I don't even know why it's happening. I'm very upset. I'm very upset. I'm going to start crying. Very much. So, let's see this this little clip of him getting butthurt over Derek, because that's always great. His son on the internet, Derek, he really wanted to see that video that another cuck made for him for his birthday, and he wanted everybody to enjoy it, the entire Dark Side Phil community to enjoy that video. And Phil didn't watch it. I'm pretty sure he didn't watch it on purpose, because him and Derek have, he has admitted to exchanging emails with Derek. So they have correspondence going on all the time. So I would be pretty surprised if he didn't know this video was happening, because Derek fucking talks about it all the time. And I'm pretty sure he dodged it on purpose, which I can't really blame him for, but he should just kind of come up and just say so.
Derek, I'm well aware. We talked about this earlier. I know you keep spamming the chat with this, but we already talked about it, and I'm aware of what you're saying. And we already talked about that I wasn't going to watch it this week because it wasn't in the playlist, but we could do it next week, possibly.
Possibly.
To the playlist.
Possibly, by the way. It's probably not happening. So did you guys hear this one? This thing, hold on. This quick attempt. Monitor and output. Let's see if this shit's gonna work. Nope.
Did he really call the news a podcast?
This is
Dog.
fucking bullshit. Well, big ups WSKR for the 2. Did he really call the news a podcast? Did he say a podcast? God damn it. Oh, so you can hear that now. You hear that. I don't hear it. Oh, this is the worst.
So I don't know why you keep spamming the chat. Like, I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so I'm just going to respond to the messages, and I assume that the TTS is going to get played. That's what I'm going to do for today, and for next time, I'm going to fix this.
I've already acknowledged it, okay? I'm trying to be nice about it. I've already acknowledged what you're saying completely, okay?
Yeah, what was the chance that this was an unrecorded part that did not end up in any of the videos? I'm pretty sure that's what happened, because you get a black screen that he's reacting to and nothing else. So yeah, he tried.
So I just got my clothes out of the dryer, right?
From the recording.
Ooh, and I put my work clothes on.
Mr.
Nice and warm
So
clothes.
now let's dive into the LTG segment that was, oh man. That was something.
Hate Army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to Hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
Hate
out to
Army.
Hate.
Shout out- Well, there's LTG stuff. We'll see if it's worth watching. If not, we'll skip it. I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, for all of you guys that
He's
missed it,
so conceited.
when it's time to ban.
He's got the actual Iron Man glove with the Infinity Stones too. Look at all those stones. He's iced out.
Cracking gems with ease.
Yeah, he's packing the gems.
Crushing gems. Refreshing my alchemy dust.
Why did he buy this in the first place? Why does LTG have this to begin with? I'm very confused right now. This is like a 40-year-old dude. Is it an actual gimmick on his streams that he bans people like this? I would assume no, but I don't know.
The real question is, how long will you stay? And will you ever reach multiverse?
Oh yeah, look at this.
This guy's for real, right? Like, he's actually thinks this is like intelligence.
No, I don't think he thinks this is intelligent. I think he thinks this is entertaining, which it is.
He's playing
Exactly.
with toy gems on a glove.
Yeah, he's being
And of
he's
course,
being
it's
ridiculous.
a very appropriate feature of our favorite game, the Gem Crusher 3000. You know, the classic champions. And a really interesting thing about this is that DSP has a bunch of fucking toys too. He has a bunch of like stuffed animals behind him that are mascots for his streams. This is the same guy that used to put on a roll of toilet paper on his head. The same guy whose wife gave him the idea to spin in his chair as a reward for his fans. The same guy who eats Skittles for money, who takes shots for money, which is not that crazy, but still, he's a former alcoholic. Same guy who was wearing vests for money that intentionally make him look as stupid as possible. And in combination with this, he also wears hats for money that make him look as stupid as possible. And he has admitted himself he doesn't like wearing the Sonic hat because people say he looks autistic. And this is also the same guy that was so desperate to relive the glory days of the vest streak that he tried to reboot it by wearing two vests at the same time. Which is something, yeah, if you don't know, that's exactly what it fucking did.
He actually thinks this is like, oh, look at me. I'm cool, man. Look at my glove. This guy is the guy who criticized me and how I look on my streams.
Yeah?
He's playing with a children's toy.
This is also the same guy who was dangling lures in front of the camera to convince people to send him money so he can put the lure on his fishing hat. That is a thing that happened. Yes, he was taking money for it. And of course, how can we forget Bubble Blows? And not even for money, he's doing that shit for likes. He's doing that shit for likes. So yeah.
Of plastic gems. And a
like, even if DSP had a point, which in this case he really doesn't, because this is just like a fucking funny thing. Even if he had a point, he's not the guy who's supposed to be making that point, because it's just hypocritical. And it's crazy that he doesn't realize it, because he is so blinded by his hatred for LTG that he doesn't even realize how hypocritical he's being. And if you call him out, of course he's going to deflect it and he's going to rationalize it in some way that the way he does it, it's actually cool, but the way somebody else does it or anybody else does it is actually bad.
Plastic glove on his streams, acting like he's a badass, but he's criticizing my appearance.
This, I'm going to cut him some slack for this outfit, you know, the Cookie Monster, the Beggy Monster. I'm going to cut him some slack because it was a Halloween costume. And streamers, or, you know, people usually dress up for Halloween in some kind of a goofy costume. It's either something that is, like, way over the top, or it's something creative, but in most cases, something at least, like, comedic and funny.
Right? He's still going. He's still playing with it.
I can feel them.
DSP reminds me of the Emperor from The Emperor's New Clothes. It fits the pig
Hey, big
roach
ups
to a
Jay
T.
for the super chat, dude.
When it comes to the Dio flowers. Big ups, chat.
Yeah, he does kind of sound like the Emperor's New Clothes. And if you point out that the Emperor is naked, you just get banned. It's pretty crazy.
What is happening? This is what he does? This is his stream.
Is it? Oh, that's fucking crazy, dude. He just did the detractor thing. Because you know what the detractors do, right? They watch a 2-minute segment of Phil's streams and assume that this is his whole stream. So you watch him begging his ass off for 2 minutes, and then you say, yeah, this is what he does all the time. And now he does the same thing to LTG for the purpose of making him look bad.
What the fuck? This is literally the content this guy makes, huh?
There we go. We had a classic detractor segment.
What the fuck is LTG doing, homeboy? Fucking out
there's
here.
more than one. I thought this video was one instance. Oh, there's more than one.
Well, yeah, well, so apparently it's a gimmick since there's like a 6-minute video of him putting on the gauntlet. So it's like a get that ass banned gimmick. And I like gimmicks on streams. They're very fun when they're pulled off correctly. But DSP with his gimmicks, he just throws shit at the wall to see what sticks. And by sticks, I mean making him as much money as possible.
He's doing it again. He's playing with the gems. Holy shit.
That's nerdy even for me. He's acting way too extra, bro. You need to time your titties.
No problem.
Imagine, dude, the worst thing that could happen is Derek getting his hands on one of these gloves. Because this gauntlet is going to make him go like 1,000 miles per hour. He's going to be jerking off at unprecedented and never before seen speeds. We don't need this. I hope this never happens.
Kill first jerking.
It's going to be some like quantum masturbation. It's going to be like 10,000 rates per minute. Crazy stuff.
When does he bust out the big green Hulk fist and punch the two together like this?
All right, since we have a dumbass nigga in here with a blue gem, right? You seen a dumbass nigga with a blue gem that clearly does not know that I get stream sniped every time I cut on fighting games. Since you're a fucking retard with a blue gem that don't know how this shit works from now.
Dude, when LTG goes and cuts a promo on somebody, it's legitimately entertaining. He should just become a wrestler and be some kind of a jobber that just cuts promos on people and then they just body fucking slam him. It's actually a fucking entertaining promo.
You bitch ass worthless nigga, your gym is mine. You bitch ass nigga, get that ass banned, bitch. Get the fuck out of my chat.
And now we get the moment of silence to say that this is actually not funny. You see, you guys, this is actually the joke here. Oh my god. But there is something that's funny, though. We got a nice POV of the landing strip that's on top of DSP's fucking head. Look at this shit, dude. He's got more fucking
I made a comment on this yesterday, bro. I was torturing him.
Land a 747 right here. Let me enhance this for you. Let me use the power of online communication to make this possible today on this stream. Look at this. Man, you need the Infinity Gauntlet to grow some hair, my guy. You need all the Infinity Gems. God damn it, look at this.
Yeah.
He got an axe wound on his head.
I would like... Hold on. Excuse me. Excuse me a second.
Oh, and now, of course, this is like he's proving himself to be a worse streamer right now because it took him like 5 minutes to get all his layouts correct. Then he got like 2 layouts. He's got one layout for talking and one layout for having something on the screen. And he can't even figure that out. Look at how clunky he is. Look at this. Streaming from 2005. Direct capture.
I'd like to make a
He's been directly captured from back in time.
Why doesn't he just have a slide where the
To end my
camera
show
is
for the
center
week, I'd like to
screen?
make a strong public statement.
If Darok had the time stone, he would rewind to the point of climax while telling a dude that his deck is huge.
Derek is going to snap his fingers to get rid of all parents and leave children.
Yeah, we don't need to keep giving Derek any more ideas of what he can do with this, because he is dedicated enough to find the Infinity Stones, dude. He's gonna find them one day, and he's gonna put them all in a sock and play golf with them, and then realize their true power. You don't want that, dude. You don't want that.
All right? And this is coming from me, of all people, right? And everyone knows who I am. I would like to publicly apologize to everyone on Earth for that.
What? How? What?
I would like to publicly. I want you to understand that.
Oh, because this is like he is claiming responsibility for
He's got a
everybody
US
making gaming
aircraft
stuff, I
carrier
guess.
on that head.
Yeah, you can land anything you want, dude. It's free real estate on top of that head. Crazy stuff.
This is not representative.
Big ups, Calif too.
And the behavior of the vast majority of people who create content on the internet. Okay, I just want you to understand that. There are some people like that. And
DSP, bro, you're like actually much worse, my guy. You're like actually much worse. Shall we pull out the shut the fuck up about the bubbles? I think we should. Shut the fuck up about the bubbles. Look at this. And it's actual like baby rage. Baby rage.
God damn.
And he's dressed up like this. This is how this motherfucker looks like. Hold on, I need to use some more quantum computing to make this possible. This dude looks like inbred Guy Fieri in this shot. Look at this. He's so fucking pissed.
Stupid and young can you be to act like that?
Oh no, hold on. Yeah, it happens here somewhere. It's almost immediate.
Oh, next month, bro? No way. Nice, I'll order it next month.
Can't do anything.
We are definitely we're gonna be playing Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League next
I'm trying to learn how to
month.
play a fucking game. Shut the fuck up and act older than 5 fucking years old about the goddamn bubble. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, and he was so mad that he ran out of air, dude. He got winded from shitting on his chat, asking him to blow bubbles for likes. This is the context. He's supposed to blow bubbles for likes. This dude is unhinged. And now we're sitting here on a high horse, excuse me, high cat, and we're talking about how he claims responsibility for this and he apologizes on behalf of LTG because he's also a fucking streamer.
Definitely, I guess, one of the prime cases, but I do feel like I have to apologize to those who watch this stuff because, wow, I mean, right? Like that's, you know, over the years, there's some instances where people are like, remember when PewDiePie said the N-word and then it made everyone look bad and it was a collective demonetization on YouTube?
No, he didn't make everyone look bad. He just, the adpocalypse happened for everyone. So he kind of fucked over everyone. He didn't make it seem like all the gamers were saying the N-word. He just fucked over everyone by causing the adpocalypse.
Everyone lost their jobs and careers and everyone blamed PewDiePie. I don't think that's really the case. I think that was a scapegoat. But in this case, when this was real, right? This was not doctored in any way. This was just taken straight off the stream, correct? Right? I mean, all right. So I would just like to, you know, again, apologize because I want you to understand that when we started creation of this content, like I started over 15 years ago making content for the internet, all right? When I started as a content creator to inspire other people to do like improv commentary.
Oh, right.
To talk with their
He started doing it to inspire other people. Now we got extra meaning to him doing it. It wasn't just for clout and money and attention. It was
He
to
retcons
inspire
himself
people.
more than
Couldn't you
Marvel
find
and
something more
DC
inspiring
retcon
to
their
do than play
superheroes,
fucking
bro.
Video games?
Audience. This was not my intention. I want you to understand that. This content, this behavior was not what I was intending to inspire. All right? This obviously is what they call an unintended consequence, an offshoot.
What? An
I cannot believe
unintended.
that he thinks so highly of himself. And I
Yeah.
know he's like
I thought
an
Phil was
unhinged
leaving the drama
narcissist.
in 2023.
Yeah, right. You might think that after causing drama with this same guy last year, not even like 8 months ago, he would fucking just give up on it and ignore him. But no, we're just having segments like this now.
Of things, you know, I know that over the years I've inspired tons of people. You know, again, it's the reason why many people made content.
Here's the thing with his inspiration. I think it's less that he inspired people because of the high quality content he made, and more about somebody looking at how dog shit his playthroughs are and that they get like 10, 20,000 views and saying to themselves, dude, I can do much better than this. And then doing much better than this, much like PewDiePie and other people from that
I love
period.
how Meerkat
So
just
it's not like a
fucking
positive
destroys
inspiration.
Phil.
Content, and it's just like this person, then this person, then this person, and it just keeps snowballing. And I understand that there's been some end game stuff. This is kind of like an end game, right? What we're seeing right here. But this was not what I meant when I started back then. You know, in some cases, there's I wasn't expecting for a man who's supposed to be a grown man individual playing with a children's toy on his stream, talking about crushing
Phil.
plastic gems.
Come on, Phil.
Insulting his chat and
bro,
reveling in the banning.
This dude, does he legitimately have split personality and he has no idea of all the actually childish stuff? I just remembered at some point he had a slipper on his head. He just took a slipper and put it on his head for some reason. I don't remember the context, but he did it. And he did a bunch of other stupid fucking moronic, idiotic shit.
Right, reveling. That is, I never actually thought.
And there was no, like, actual skit or joke related to it. It was just, he's gonna do it because it's stupid, and there's the possibility of somebody's gonna give him money for that.
That would happen. So, I just want to apologize publicly to end my show this week. I'm sorry that this exists. Certainly, I didn't intentionally cause or create it. I certainly didn't, I don't condone it.
Yeah, but he claims responsibility for it for some reason.
I condemn it. I wish it didn't exist. Sadly, I just don't have the power. I don't really have the power to stop it, right? So, just so you understand, it is what it is. You know, YouTube rolls with it. Unless this was on Twitch, but whatever. You know, I can't... I created the monster, then I became powerless to stop it.
Oh, he created the monster,
the Frankenstein's
yes.
monster is out there ransacking through all the countryside and destroying everything. And I'm powerless. I tried. I shot it. I burned it. I electrified it. It just made it more powerful. It's like, damn.
Well, he didn't actually try and stop it. He just, nah, man. This is fucking crazy.
Anyway, but
yeah, I know. I think you're right, Hate Army. I think he really wants to push that angle that he was this innovator and pioneer and an inspiration to pretty much everybody who's ever done gameplay streams or videos.
He wore jeans on stream for $300.
Did he really put on jeans for $300? I don't seem to remember that. I remember he wore jeans at some point, but I'm completely missing out on the context. But I know you've been around for a long time, Down Forward Punch, so I'm pretty sure you're correct.
But then again, I'm sure
I trust you on that.
Comments about my appearance very soon, so that's excellent. Anyway, guys, that is it for DSP versus the Internet, episode 46.
Well, big ups. That's like I don't even know what kind of a analogy I can make that is something like that. It's fucking crazy. I can't make an analogy because it doesn't make any sense. It legitimately fucking doesn't, dude. I don't know. So what else is there to fill up some time? Oh, fill up. You see what I did there? Until the guy actually starts existing. And he hasn't started existing yet. There's like 5 minutes until the stream starts and I get startled by loud music, and there's 15 minutes until we see the melting face melting in real time. Oh yeah, actually, let's look at the printer saga. You guys love printers, right? They can do all these awesome things, such as print stuff. Sometimes it's in color, sometimes it's in black and white, but I don't see color anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You piece of shit! I don't see color!
The Hate Army troll.
It's the Hate Army, bro.
Hate Army.
Shout out to Hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
Hate
out to
Army.
Hate.
Shout out to Hate.
Situations like this make me wonder if he knows what he's doing or is he really unaware? The narcissistic personality is on full display, tubes.
I really don't know either, man, because it's like, you watch this clip and he legitimately seems like genuinely delusional, genuinely completely out of touch, complete lack of self-awareness, I just don't know what to say. I'm just baffled. I'm confused. And that's kind of what keeps me watching is like, what is the next thing he's going to say that is fucking so ridiculous and so outlandish?
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. I'm DSP, and today is my final consecutive streaming day of the week.
Oh my God, that's too much fill.
December 2023.
That's just too much fill.
2023, and the year is almost over. The problems persist. Basically, today I'm very late. Like, usually I would start my podcast around between like 11 and 11:10 a.m. Right now it's 11:34. I've had nothing but technical issues in the last 24 hours. It's really annoying stuff that it happens every once in a while. I don't think it's anything lasting or big. It's just annoying. And quite honestly, it's nothing too huge. First of all, so yesterday, my new printer arrived. I've talked about this a few times over the course of the last week or so. My printer died, and I've had a printer since 2017, and it's very basic. It was just like a flatbed scanner with quick, inkjet printer. Wasn't meant to do anything crazy, but I need it. You know, operating a business, I sometimes need to scan documents. So I sometimes need to print something out, a form, and fill it out and mail it and stuff like that. It just so happens that I deal with a couple businesses and entities that live in the past. They live in the Stone Age, and they require you to actually have like physical printouts to pay bills and stuff, which makes no sense whatsoever, but it's just how it is with some companies. They lag way behind.
I like how he just called them entities. That's really interesting. It's not that it's wrong, it's just kind of weird.
Fine.
It makes me think of like a demon or something. He needs to mail a form to some demon.
Okay, so I need a printer, and I had one since 2017. It finally died. Like, it just would not print black at all. Even if I changed the print heads or cleaned the print heads, changed the ink, still wouldn't print. Obviously, the thing's dead. So I just ordered a quick one over a week ago off of like Amazon, like the fastest one, and it didn't show up till today. You know, all the shipping with Christmas week and everything, it just kept getting delayed and wouldn't get delivered. And it finally showed up yesterday, excuse me. And then yesterday I hooked this thing up, and it says, oh, it works with Windows 7, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, compatible with like every version of Windows in the last 20 years. Don't worry, it shouldn't be a big deal. And I'm like, well, that's good because my PC is old and has Windows 8.1. I can't upgrade it because there's so many old components in there from over a decade ago that likely they wouldn't work with Windows 10.
Can I be on your side during the Civil War?
Can you be on my side during the Civil War? Maybe. Maybe. Do you have a bribe that I'm interested in? Do you have benefits you can offer? You have a home defense hatchet? I'm looking for like powerful muscle, dude. I'm looking for like real hard-hitting stuff.
But I just need very basic print capabilities.
Big ups, Mr. Extravagant.
And, you know,
meanwhile, in the background, I'm trying to fix the TTS and everything.
Okay, I came into my office almost, I would say, an hour before when I would normally...
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to restart fucking OBS, because 90% of the issues are fixed by restarting OBS, and this stream should not go down, and I'll be able to resume it, but in case it does, I'll just make a new broadcast. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Okay, there we go. Right now.
Yeah, dual shotty that, cocksucker. Every fucking person on these maps has dual shotties. Oh, here we go, dual shotties. I can't do shit. Come here, motherfucker, huh? You fucking want some, bitch? Fucking want some, bitch? Huh? Come here, motherfucker, huh? You fucking want some, bitch? Fucking want some, bitch? Huh? Come here, motherfucker, huh? You fucking want some, bitch? Fucking want some, bitch? Huh? Come here, motherfucker, huh? You fucking want some, bitch? Now I'm pissed. I spawn, I die. 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 Oh, that's a grill. I shot the grill. Have a burger, bitch. Oh, that's a grill. I shot the grill. Have a burger, bitch. Double kill. Double kill. Double kill. Double kill. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. Oh, they stopped me. All right, here we go. I spawn, I die. 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 I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you. I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck you. I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you. I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck you. I spawn, I die. 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 That's what I'm fucking talking about right there, man. There's definitely ghoul activity up here. There's giant rat scorpions. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Look how many of them there fucking are. What is this shit? How could I possibly kill all of these? I need dynamite. Company. Moon is my fucking hero. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whoa, we got a headshot on it. Ooh, 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 ooh. He sniped the shit out of all the robots in the room. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whoa, we got a headshot on it. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's what I call a headshot. We just figured out that it's Jeannie Mae. Question is, where the fuck is Jeannie Mae? She hasn't been here all day. Wonder where she is. Because it's Jeannie Mae, and Jeannie Mae is MIA. You can't fucking find her. Oh, here she is, finally! Moon's gonna be ecstatic. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whoa, we got a headshot on it. Ooh, 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 ooh. He sniped the shit out of all the robots in the room. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whoa, we got a headshot on it. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's what I call a headshot. Come with me if you want to live. And then blow her brains out. That's what I'm talking about, sweet revenge. Come with me, there's something you should see in front of the dinosaur.
Yeah, come on, bitch. She's fucked. Dude, you ain't get what's coming to you, you fucking slut. Yeah! Well, these sound effects. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whoa, we got a headshot on it. Ooh, 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 ooh. He sniped the shit out of all the robots in the room. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whoa, we got a headshot on it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Everything he says is so fucking cool. Let's get out of here. Pull this fucking shit up. Ooh, 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 ooh. You are the fucking man.
Rich is still fucking going, dude. Rich is still fucking going, dude. Now he's going after Darkseid to Flo. Why? What the fuck did Flo do? All Flo did was say you need to smoke your weed and let it go. And here you are, spurting out on him, bro. Why? Man, Rich is going off the deep end today. He's like, I know you hate me, and I thrive on it. God, it's just so cringe, dude.
He's a fucking ass. He's a fucking ass. Yo, 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 yo. Guts man. Yo, yo, yo. Guts man. Yo, yo, yo. Guts man. Yo, 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 yo. What the fuck, yo? The platform didn't even appear. Did you see that? It didn't appear till it died. Did you see that? The platform never came. Did you see that? The platform never.
Dumbass, you're crisp. My streams are clean. They don't have a bunch of butter on the screen. Look at my face. It's fat. It's oils. It's grease.
Pussy face goatee. You can't speak to me. Transplant hairline trim. You can't speak to me. My services cost.
My bands. My bands. And block me. My bands. My bands.
Oh, you're right. You will take the ban. You're absolutely right. You will take the ban. You'll take the ban hard right in your fucking ass. Get the fuck out. You're supposed to be someone I trust, and you're gonna be a dickhead and go behind my back and hurt me and insult me. Get the fuck out. You'll take the ban real hard right up the finger.
I'm just going to ban. Why am I toxic? Ban.
Gone. Bitch, fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch, fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone. Bitch, fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to fuck you and your mother. That's right. This is the United States of Phil. I am the supreme being. I make the rules. What I say goes. This is my land. A nice lean-in manual. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban. Ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone. Bitch, fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban. Ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone. Bitch, fuck you and your mother. I'm just going to fuck you and your mother. Alright guys, how about this? How about everyone relax and let me play the fucking game and stop derailing my stream? Maybe I don't give a fuck that someone maybe in here you're accusing of being someone else who was previously banned. Maybe I just want to play the game and I don't fucking care about you guys derailing. Like, there's people watching this stream right now, they're trying to watch me play the game. Here's everyone in the chat. There's someone in the chat who's someone else who might have been previously banned. They might be saying racist things to do that. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm looking at the chat for the last 5 to 10 minutes. None of that is happening in the chat. None of it. It's just you guys screaming.
You guys just don't understand, like, how often people fuck with me. It's not like when I end the stream, people stop fucking with me. The money's slowly seeping out of it, and all I get's grief. Big up Liquid Richard. Big up Liquid Richard. My name is Richard. I hate streaming. The fact is, I'm not a good streamer. I do this to try to milk the last little bit of my viewership. I just can't fucking do it. I just can't fucking do it. I was fucking.
Boy, it's that time of day. What's up, guys? Jesus Christ.
I'm DSP, and I welcome you
I don't
to
even
the show.
know
I
what
hope
the
you're all
fuck we're
doing
in
well
for
as we
today,
begin a
guys.
brand spanking new week of streaming fun
Phil's on
here
some
on
other
DSP
shit,
Gaming.
bro.
And as we begin my year-end series starting tonight, which I'm very excited to start. As you know, every year
And nothing's working
at
right.
the end of the year,
Sick.
or very early in the next year, as usually ends up being the case.
Hey, he's wearing the goddamn
recap everything
Martha
that happened
Stewart
the year
cardigan
before.
again. What the
most
fuck,
disappointing
Phil?
games of the year, the best games of the year, and this year we're even doing something special where you're voting on your personal picks for your favorite playthroughs that I have put out in 2023. So 3 different year-end series this year. I'm very excited to have those series start tonight on my stream. So I hope that you guys will be around for that. Obviously, I'm also excited to continue on with all of my ongoing playthroughs. Yesterday we had kind of a hiatus of that with React Day, and then I had a night where I had to make private Patreon videos. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. We got a little bit more progress with DSP Throwback, listening to your feedback, trying to implement changes that you guys wanted. And basically, I want to let you know what's happened this morning because something new has happened, and I want your feedback on it. Man, I mean, we got so much going on, and I'm obviously excited for all of this. Keep in mind, this Wednesday night, a very special mystery late night stream, which you are not going to want to miss. And that's all I'm saying about it. I'm literally not spoiling it at all. I've not given you guys a single hint all week of what this stream is. And I've seen rampant kind of guesses and, you know, things about it. Speculation, I guess, is the correct word, right? And, you know, you're going to find out sooner rather than later. But I don't think anyone got it right. But, again, I am really, when it comes to, I'm like, I have a pet peeve about a t-shirt under something that you're wearing. Not being even. You
Bro,
notice
it's
that?
autism.
Like,
That's his autism. I'm telling you, only autistic people get all weird and finicky about, like, the way their clothes feel on their body.
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, so I'm wearing
Fucking
my nice
weird.
cardigan. This is my wife's Christmas present to me this year. Was this nice cardigan sweater. It's super comfy. It's very, very warm. I love it. But the shirt underneath is not evenly distributed. And it bothers me when the undershirt is not even. It literally bothers me. And I'm looking at my camera. I'm like, wow, now it's not even. Now I'm bothered again. So do I just not look at the camera? What do I do? Not look at the camera? Because you know it's not going to be even all day, right? Like, let's be real. No one's body is completely symmetrical. That undershirt will not be even all day.
Nobody's
and the more I look at that
body
camera
is
and stare at it, the
completely
more it's going to bother me.
symmetrical. What the
I'm just like,
fuck?
what the, let me dream. Anyway.
Oh, my guy's tripping.
Thank
dude.
you all for being here on the show. Today we're going to cover, you know, some schedule updates. I want to talk a little bit about the updates to DSP Throwback, more of which are in process. And today we got just a little bit of game news. Not too much, but a little bit to cover. Again, it's been a slow news week. There's not much going on in regards to the news cycle. So that's why I really haven't been talking about it much this week. May have some time for Q&A. We'll see. Let's play it by ear. Let's see how today goes. So as always, let's start at the beginning, which would be yesterday. Okay, so yesterday was my weird day of the week. Every Sunday, I do my React show over on DSP React. It's the one consistent piece of content that I've stuck to on that channel all year long. Episode 46 was yesterday. Keep in mind that DSP Reacts relaunched early last year, and the first stream started around mid to late February. So we're almost at 1 year of having a React channel. And what I'll probably do, honestly, is next month do a quick special video to just celebrate having the channel for a year and the ups and downs and the things that I've learned about having a React channel, and share that with you, and then try to get suggestions for improvement. Because I'll be honest, it's been rough going. I've tried to follow, you know, what everyone has wanted on that channel. First of all, I cannot do what everyone wants, because if I did, then I would have less time to put out the other content people want, and then no one is satisfied. Either there's not enough gameplay, or there's not enough reacting, or you know what I mean? Like, people, I think they were expecting the world from that channel. Like, oh, I was going to be doing long form reacts frequently, plus the short form.
Man, Phil, we already knew from the jump, DSP Reacts was just like a way for you to get extra memberships without having to do too much work. Bro, you don't even look for the fucking shit that you watch on there, you stupid little F word. Of course, the fans do the work. Not only do they do the work, they pay you for it, Phil. And then it's like a little breeding ground for fucking memberships. so Phil can reach that coveted 1,000 that he's so lusting over,
Clip
man.
show. Plus, I was
That's all
going to be
it
doing
is.
live reacts to events. Plus this, plus that.
Times
Yeah,
like
when are I do
yesterday
gameplay?
confirmed that.
Right?
He
Like,
gets
when
like
does the gameplay come
200
into play?
fucking
All my footage
memberships,
go on
bro.
hold every time I do react content. Right?
He's sitting on 1,000 right
there
now,
had to be a
bro.
trade-off
He's fucking
somewhere.
crispy. He's chilling. It's a lot of money
At
for
the very
Phil,
least,
dude.
I do really enjoy doing the weekly clip show. It is the bread and butter of that channel. That's the one
Yo, what's
major
up,
piece
Carl?
of content.
Dude, thanks
so
for
I hope that
re-upping.
you guys will check it out. So yesterday was
year
that day where
down,
we did
dog.
that show,
I
and honestly, the
appreciate
show
you,
was
man.
great. Episode 46
Hopefully
covered
this year
a
is
ton
a
of
good
different
one,
topics.
right?
There was documentary style stuff. There was
So far, so
comedy
good,
style stuff.
I guess.
All kinds of vlogging. Good stuff that we watched, right? So, if you didn't see the show, the parts are going live over the week. 3 are live as of now. Another 3 will go live over the next 3 days.
All right.
Please consider
I'm gonna take another
becoming
dab, but I want some of
a
this
member over there
wax
if you would
here.
like to be the people who actually nominate the clips every week to be watched on that clip show. We seem to be pretty stable at 100 members. That channel's been up and down all over the last year. We were as low as 50. We were as high as 150, but it seems to have stabilized
It's
around 100
butter.
members, and I'm very happy for that.
Oh
It makes
man,
it viable for me to continue
I'm not
doing
new
that
to
channel,
smoking,
see?
but
So
every
thank you
time
very
I
much
get a
for that.
different type of
Please give it a
wax
look.
that's not like
Last night,
snap
I
and
didn't do
pull
any streaming
or
at all.
shatter or like
But at the same
crumble,
time,
you know,
man,
I don't know
I
how to
was
manage
so
it,
busy.
and I just
Like
dug
last
right
night,
into it, and I got like
busier
half a
nights
What's up,
fucking
even though I didn't
gram.
stream.
Squid?
Like,
I ain't
ah.
watching his
Perspective on all the
Baldur's
stuff I did
Gate
last
3
night,
shit
okay?
today. I'm skipping the next
So I had to film
couple
4
ones that
different
he's doing.
private patron videos.
They're just too boring,
some of which were
bro.
private reacts, some of which were Q&A.
Last
videos.
one
Everything
actually
Phil
knocked it
does is
off
boring.
That
dude.
took over 2 hours just to get
Like,
to.
they're just that
Then I had to
boring.
upload
They're
all
not
those
even
videos and send
interesting
them
in
to the
any
appropriate
fucking
parties
way.
so they could be watched.
They're just
Then I
boring
had to
and
set up all my
frustrating to
usual stuff
watch.
for the next day. So
Not
I had to
even
do
worth
daily wrap
any of our
video,
time.
had to do the schedule updates, had to update
Like, Phil's went
Nightbot with
all
new
the way
schedule,
out of
like
his
all the
way
stuff I do at the end
so
of
he
every
doesn't look like a
streaming day.
fucking fool.
So I did all of that,
So fuck it.
and I look at the time.
I might watch
it's
it
already
Wednesday.
past 9 p.m.
I
Now,
don't
normally
even
that'd
know.
be the time when I'm finishing my night stream. I'm like, well, I gotta get to work on the year-end series. 'cause
Like, Phil
tonight
just
is the
totally
launch of
ruined
my
the
year-end
fucking
series.
game.
I gotta get it set up.
It's not
So
even
I
fun to even
pulled
watch.
out my list
Like, you know, to
of all
make
the
fun of
playlists
him
that I
and
created in
shit.
2023. Every game basically that I had
You just
played
went
in the
all
year,
the way out of his way to
and
just kill that shit.
I started weighing and balancing games against each other, right? What games were just atrociously bad overall, which obviously that's going to hit a disappointing games list, right? What games
Don't
were
try
good,
to catch
but
another
for some
one
reason,
too soon.
How does he have almost 900 members when yesterday he had below 600 members?
what games were overpromised
It just
and then
takes way
underdelivered,
too long,
right?
you know? It's
That's
just,
all the things that I go into when I do my disappointing games countdown every single year. So I have to weigh and balance all these factors, all right?
Oh
And
man.
basically, I did narrow it down to around 12 games, okay? But then I started looking at the video footage that I had, and I was like, oh crap, I actually don't have, like, saved videos of 1 or 2 of these games. And then I was thinking, you know, those were the lower games on the list anyway, right? Like, I'll give you a perfect example here. Atomic Heart was going to be one of my disappointing games of the year. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, but did anyone really have expectations for Atomic Heart? Not really.
Phil, a lot
God.
of people had expectations
Yep.
for Atomic Heart. I actually wanted to play it, and then I just saw the gameplay looked mid as fuck.
The one thing that's disappointing about Atomic Heart is the intro is very Bioshock-esque and makes you like, oh, like it looks good. But then
Hey,
once you
what's
actually
up,
start playing the
Psychotic?
game, you realize the whole game isn't like that at all. That the game is very kind of tedious and stupidly written and just not very entertaining, and it's more annoying than anything else. So if I had footage of it, I probably would have put it into the countdown, but I didn't have any footage left. I was like, do I really want to go start pulling videos off of YouTube now when I have 10 other perfectly disappointing games that I could do in this countdown? So there's an example of a game that maybe would have made the countdown, but I already got enough to work with 10 other games, so it won't be in the countdown, okay? Anyway. Jasper Kitty, what's going on?
Oh my god,
I'm trying
bro.
to talk to my viewers about the countdown tonight.
The
What do you
fucking
think?
prop cat. Dude, really,
Jasper,
Phil?
what is your most disappointing game of 2023?
Oh. Oh my god. hate this guy so fucking much, bro.
Jasper Kitty, you know I'm talking to you.
Jasper.
You act like you don't know. You know I'm talking.
Jasper Kitty.
He totally knows I'm speaking to him.
Yeah, Phil, but does he understand the fuck
basically,
your
I
ass
went
is
through all
saying,
my
man?
playlists, everything, and I narrowed it down to 10 games.
He
and what I
totally
can tell you,
knows
just
I'm
a tiny
talking
bit of a
to
preview
him.
of tonight's stream. Definitely not all
I
of
hope
these
so,
games are bad.
Phil, or
In
else
fact, I would
Jasper's
argue
deaf.
Almost every game
Stupid.
on the list is good, but there's going to be a couple running themes tonight. Running theme number 1, bad graphical performance. Why they're releasing brand new hot games in 2023 that run like hot shit doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Bro, in Phil's opinion, every game runs like hot shit. Literally. If it just doesn't let him win, it's hot shit. So, like, literally, oh, God. Dude, can you really take this fucking guy's opinion? You know, can you really take it and do something with that? No. Because every time he plays a game,
All right.
oh, for bruh, this game is shit.
I think I'm gonna call it for the day, guys. I gotta get ready for work. So I'll see you tonight, maybe.